Okay, so we've gone over our Thanksgiving traditions. We've gone over our Christmas traditions. So then now we have to do New Year's, which is interesting from my perspective because I do almost nothing for New Year's. But I don't know if that's generally a me and my family thing, or if a lot of people just kind of nebulously have fallen off that bandwagon. But like for my entire youth, it's like we would watch the ball drop, but in a way where it was like kind of on a
just
TV.
nebulously over there.
Yeah, it'd be somewhere over there. But it's not even like we invited people over. We did a couple times, but most of the time it was like, hey, I would tell them like, hey, somebody that I know is having a party. Can I go? And they, sure, yeah, I don't give a fuck because we're not doing anything here. Carly's always on vacation around this time anyway. So now as an adult, I'm usually just like sitting in here smooching you when it turns midnight. Now you're asleep, but I'm smooching you anyway.
Oh my God.
It doesn't matter, baby. I find a way. But did your family do anything for New Year's holidays?
Not like religiously, not like every year. We didn't have a set thing, and I still have kind of carried over that of like, I'm trying to think back of what I've done the last several years for New Year's. It just kind of depends. I'm just in random places a lot of times. I either work, and with my work schedule, I get out very late. Right. And so I'm like right on the cusp of like, I have about a 30-minute gap to get somewhere before the New Year starts.
So it's like a challenge.
In a lot of ways, it is like a challenge.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I've gone to parties in the past. I've just kind of spent, just quiet nights alone, that sort of thing. I don't necessarily, I mean, not having cable, it's like I don't necessarily have the ball drop, Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve or whatever, like readily available.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, it's called Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's or whatever.
I was really disappointed the first time like I watched the ball drop because I heard people say that and I thought it sounded so cool and violent. So you can imagine my disappointment when it's not like a ball dropping and shattering and it's just like an orb slowly getting lowered a little bit.
Yeah. When I first heard the term the ball drop, I immediately thought of Heath Ledger's Joker asking a table of gangsters, did their balls drop off?
Yeah, that's fair too.
So to find out
also would have been more interesting.
Yeah, to find out that it has nothing to do about the Joker at all in any way or testicles. Oh, my Lord. Charlie, do you guys do party things, I guess? I don't know. I
think we all might be boring.
Yeah, I think so. I'm so antisocial that I don't even know what phrase to use to describe a party. I'm like, do you guys do a party thing? A gathering? A smattering? Do you guys do the resolution thing?
No.
New Year's Day is my anniversary.
Oh,
okay. Romantic.
Oh. The day we got together, we got together because we were apart, and that like pissed us off, and we're like, we should have been together, and then we realized that was an option. So that's our getting together story. The next year, we were both really, really sick, so we didn't do anything. So this is the first time that we're actually spending New Year's Day together, and our plans are also very minimal. So that says how much we care about that specific holiday.
Okay, yeah. Now you mentioned that, either this last year or the year before you said you were sick. And now, Derek, do you resonate with that in any way?
Well, recently, yeah. I'm just getting over the flu.
And what is that?
I mean, it's like a real, real bad cold is what it is.
Okay. And so
the worst cold, if you will.
See, this is interesting because I have been sick while co-hosting this show many times. I'm fit as a fiddle right now. I'm doing just fine, but you're not feeling very well.
No. I mean, I'm feeling better.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not feeling tip top.
Okay. Well, in the spirit of camaraderie,
get together.
Yeah, you're letting us down. I think in the spirit of camaraderie, I think the three of us need to come up with a horror movie podcast based New Year's resolution. Derek, I'll put you on the spot. Go first.
Okay.
And if you don't have one, I can come up with one for you.
Yeah, I absolutely don't. Okay. I'm terrible at on the spot anything.
I know, but I had a bit about that,
okay.
Which is why I toss it to you. Your New Year's resolution is to get better at off the cuff responses to questions that PJ ambushes with you on this show.
Wow. That's probably beneficial.
Mm.
You know, I like to think I'm pretty good at off the cuff, like, you know, jokes or references to things, you know, reaching to things.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at.
You're a master.
Some would say.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like you ask a question, I don't know why my brain just shuts off.
It is I think it might be a lack of like not wanting to be too overly personal because it's like, oh, well, this is like, it's my resolution. You know what I mean? But I'm prying it out of you day in and day out. Charlie, what's your...
I also have a resolution for Derek specifically.
Oh, I'm interested.
What is this?
I think Derek should at least try to see one movie with me on purpose.
Oh.
I'll just make it be one. Because the only time we've seen a movie together, it was completely by mistake.
Happenstance, baby.
What movie?
Yeah. Rabbit Trap.
Yeah.
He doesn't even remember. That's how much that meant to him.
I was trying to think of what, because it had an odd name like that.
Don't do that. Don't tell him it didn't mean anything to him. Your resolution had nothing to do with me. You didn't want to watch any movies with me. Don't. Poor Derek.
Well, I'm actually going to come over to your house like several times, but only hang out with you and not Derek.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Just like Ty.
So.
Yeah. my personal resolution is to stop doing this podcast. Clamp Industries is proud to present the Third Channel Podcast,
where we delve into the horror franchises you love from the perspectives of a lifelong horror fan.
And a newbie to the genre, I'm PJ.
And I'm Derek.
And today, the only thing we're here to talk about on this, the first episode of 2026.
Oh, wow.
Is horror. This horror is Gremlins 2, a sequel that I think is one of those rare examples of a movie being better than the original, but still needing the original.
All right. I will say Gremlins 2, the new batch.
Yeah.
It's a new year. It's a new batch.
New batch of Gremlins.
That's all I got. That was the whole bit.
Just the word new.
Yep.
It was a really good attempt.
You did a good job, man. This is a movie that if you guys listen to our Christmas episode where we talk about the original Gremlins movie, you hear two men slowly devolve into hysterics talking about puppets, because that's what that episode is. That's what the movie's about. It's about puppets doing puppety things. This
honestly, it's probably the closest that we'll ever come on this show to talking Muppets Christmas Carol.
You son of a bitch. Don't you dare use that movie's name in vain.
Yeah, that's really offensive, actually. I don't know if I want to be on this podcast anymore, actually.
Yeah, do you have any idea how many Muppets out there you just pissed off? No, the thesis of the entire episode last week being about, look at how funny these stupid puppets are. Look at all these silly things that they're doing. That's like the third act of that movie. That is the whole movie in this one.
Yeah.
It's like the movie's not in it's not a 3-act structure. It's in like fifths. And the first fifth of the movie is a setup of a movie. And then the other 4/5 of the movie is just nonsense, mania, zany, Looney Tune nonsense garbage. And I can't love it enough.
Yeah. This is one of those movies that I call like a living cartoon.
Yeah. Like, oh God, Roger Rabbit. Is that Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Yeah.
I mean, quite literally in that case. Like Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College. I would put that up there. Living cartoon. I'm not saying it's as good as this. I'm just saying.
What about Brigadoon?
I don't know.
Okay,
Are there puppets in that?
I don't know. What about Schmigadoon?
I
The Barry
definitely don't know
Sonnenfeld spiritual successor. Charlie, have you seen Brigadoon?
No.
Settle a bet for us.
I was actually born after 9/11.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
man.
Nobody here has seen Brigadoon.
No.
Nobody I know. Because I asked Dylan too, and Dylan. Now, granted, Dylan, I don't know how much of a bastion of cultural knowledge he is, but I did ask him, and he said he has not seen it. So
Yeah. He's a big fan of Jason X, so I trust his opinion.
Oh God. Well, I will begin this round, I imagine, because we have a guest.
Yeah.
Now that's obvious because of the third voice with a different audio quality, because it's like a call. Which, by the way, Charlie, welcome to the World Wide Web.
Oh
my God, thank you. Yeah, maybe one day I'll actually be in the studio. Probably not. But
well, and I love that too, because
he'll wrangle me in.
Yeah, the next time we try and get him on, he'll record, but he'll be from just outside the house.
Right. Which is funny because earlier in this episode, Charlie was like, "Oh, I'm going to come over," and it's like, but not to record specifically.
No. Not to record, just to hang out.
Charlie, I mean, we've had you on before, but and I'm sure that was way back when. Feels like forever.
Way back when we were talking about Freddy.
Yeah.
I was barely a guest. I was a talking head.
Yeah, but we felt the need to include you in that episode, kind of based around your area of expertise. So what brings you here, man? How do we know you? Who are you? Those sorts of things.
I know you guys because I kept lurking outside of your house and you still haven't let me in. Hence why we're having to do a call to get me on the show.
Is that what those lights are?
I understand.
Yeah, that's what the rapping at the window is.
Yeah, that's me. Sorry. But in actuality, we're in a shadowcast together, a Rocky Horror shadowcast. And you guys are my sweet little Pookie Bears who I've developed a parasocial relationship with, even though we're actually friends, just because I actually listen to your podcast. So like one of 10 people probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If I don't say anything else for the rest of the episode, it's because of that comment, I'm walking out into traffic.
Well, don't worry. I'm right outside, so I'll be there to stop you.
You can't. I'm fast. I'm lubed up, baby.
Right. Have you forgotten that we both have leg problems, so it's going to be an even race?
It's like basically a one-legged race to run into traffic.
Together we make a whole man. But yeah, my actual expertise, besides being a guy that you people know, is I do like cultural film studies with like work on like gender and horror and cult films. I was on the ep for Nightmare on Elm Street 2 because I'm your resident, this guy knows about gay film scholarship. So I was pulled in for that. I also really fucking love Gremlins. So that's why I'm here now. Growing up, my mom would constantly reference Gremlins. And like every time that she would like wake me up for school, and she would like turn the lights on, she would like scream bright light at me, which didn't make any sense to me because she hadn't shown me the film. And then like years later, I watched it and I loved it. And I convinced her to watch it with me one year for Christmas, and she hated it. She's like, "This is not what happened in the film. This is horrible. This is so scary," because she didn't remember any of it. And just remembered Gizmo being really cute. So that was her takeaway.
Now, in fairness, Gizmo is really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is really cute.
His cuteness overrides most of the rest of that movie. That's not so much in the second part, though.
No.
I'm convinced that she hasn't seen this one. And I can't ask her because at this point, she's not a reliable source.
So, okay. So how early would you like... What's your first kind of what brought you to horror, I guess? What's your early horror stuff?
I just always have liked it. That's like such a cop out, but from as early as I can remember, like Halloween was my favorite holiday. I remember going to Blockbuster with my mom and like trying to raid the horror section, but I was not allowed because I was like a crisp 4 or something. I don't know. I was very young when Blockbuster died, but I remember it. So that gives me points in some way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Where were you? Where
like,
were you?
Goosebumps TV show, all of that good shit.
Goosebumps TV show is a good poll.
Mhm.
Where were you? And where were you during 9/11?
I wasn't there at all. I wasn't even alive. I wasn't
Oh.
even conceptual.
Man, that's a really good alibi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we know.
that's what they keep telling me. Yeah.
Oh man. Do you have any movies that you've kept with you throughout your life? Any movies that you were into in adolescence that you've kind of carried with you and still really hold close?
This is one specific one that I'm remembering, because a friend of mine actually got a cameo from one of the actresses. But Halloween Town is one of the greatest movies of all time.
Okay.
So yeah, for Christmas, he actually got me a cameo of Sophie's actress wishing me a happy holidays. And that was very, very cool. And I have an autographed picture from Marnie's actress on our mantle under our TV.
That's awesome.
So yeah, big Halloween Town head. Or whatever the fans are called. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm a bad
that I don't
fan.
know.
Is there I wonder if there's like a Halloween Town fan club with like a hilarious name.
Probably. They just didn't invite me.
Let us know in the comments what social group has excluded Charlie without Charlie ever knowing. And we'll
There
make
are
sure.
probably so many. I'd love to learn at least 3.
And don't worry, we won't let them know. Just comment to us, and we won't let them see those comments. I guess somehow. That's really interesting. Derek, what was the first time you bumped into Gremlins 2 specifically?
I mean, it would have been right around the same time that I saw Gremlins.
Okay.
Because it would have been one of those movie rentals that happened, and you rent the first one and you love it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh, well, there's a second one immediately available because it came out in 90. I was born in 90. So it's readily available.
Right.
And so this was definitely one of those that, like, again, we would rent it all the time. It feels like,
Yeah.
I remember because one of my favorite bits, probably my favorite bit in the entire movie, is where the film like breaks.
Yeah.
And I remember as a very, very young child, I don't know where my mom had to go, but we were left with my grandmother, and we had taken a copy of it with us to watch because that's what I wanted to watch while I was staying there. And I remember, like, before it happens, explaining, like, trying to prepare her, my grandmother, of like, don't worry, Granny. There's a point in the movie where it looks like the tape breaks and that the Gremlins have taken over the TV. But I promise that's not really happening. It's just part of the movie.
She looks dead at you and she's like, do you think I'm not going to be on so much medication that I'm going to remember any of this? You've wasted your breath.
Yeah, were you there?
I'm your granny.
Oh,
Because of Doctor Who or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
But no, I remember, watching it, and I don't know if we watched it quite as much. But yeah, we rented it a lot. It was the Gremlins movies, and it was the Tremors movies.
That's
The first 3 Tremors films.
a departure. Those aren't the same.
No, I'm not saying they're the same. I'm saying I love the Tremors franchise as well.
Right.
I mean, both names are plurals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That's true. What about the Saws movies?
Those came later. My grandmother didn't like those as much.
I would hope not.
Wow.
PJ, what was your first experience with this Gremlins 2?
I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, but somewhere in between that period, I a group that we've talked about, movie kind of review show on YouTube, Red Letter Media, put out a video, but it wasn't a review or like a critique of the movie. It was specifically, they own several Gremlins from the movie, screen used Gremlins that are like falling apart. And so, in part of this video, they're like, well, we're going to figure out a way to fix this fucking thing. And they don't. And it's hilarious or whatever. But I was like, those things are so like, they look so much different from the Gremlins in the first Gremlins movie. Like, even the way their eyes are set, but it's like, that is what I do not remember Gremlins looking like they do in Gremlins. I remember them looking like they do in New Batch. So I was like, have I seen that movie before? So I watched it and I had not seen that movie. But as I'm watching it, I was like, this is out of control. This is so much different than any other movie I've ever seen. Then I watched that same channel's review of that movie. And yeah, they're like, oh, it's crazy. The fact that this exists the way that it exists is bizarre. It's insane. It is because the movie was made by somebody who it really likes Looney Tunes, by the studio that owns Looney Tunes. That's the only reason this got to be made this way.
Yeah, more or less.
And fucking Saruman is in it. That's wild. I've said several times on this show that I like him. I stan a white-haired, old, evil wizard daddy or whatever. So, you know, that's good. Yeah.
I'm glad you have that in your life.
Yeah. In the form of this and all 84 hours of the extended cuts of the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yeah.
It's about time to start our rewatch, our annual rewatch.
We'll be done by next year.
Charlie, what was your first experience that you remember watching Gremlins 2?
So my first memory of this movie is actually the Key and Peele sketch.
Okay.
And I saw that whenever it came out, which was probably like a decade ago now.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really funny. And I knew that Gremlins 2 was a movie that existed. I just didn't have any access to it whatsoever. So I just never saw it until last year.
Okay. Fair enough.
I really like this movie. Mars also likes this movie. Now he's seen the original one, and he thinks that one is good too. So we have a resolution on that finally. But yeah, I find it delightful.
A household united
Behind
It's
Gremlins.
the way to live right
That's
there.
the way it should be.
A household united. But specifically behind Gremlins 2, the new batch. Here they grow again. Young sweethearts Billy and Kate move to the Big Apple, land jobs in a high-tech office park, and soon reunite with the friendly and lovable Gizmo. But a series of accidents creates a whole new generation of gremlins. The situation worsens with the devilish green creatures invade a top-secret laboratory and develop genetically altered powers, making them even harder to destroy. Gremlins 2. I like that one. It's long.
But it almost has to be. This trying to explain the plot or to follow the plot.
It's like, okay.
This
So you got like Trump Tower, but Trump Tower is filled with like future technology, and there's like a geneticist there, and that's Count Dooku, and he's got Gizmo. And it's like, all right, how long does that take to set up? And it's like, oh, that's like the first 15 minutes.
Yeah. There's just like a delivery guy, and that's how we get there.
It is as straightforward as the roller coasters from Six Flags.
Yeah.
Because that's also Warner Brothers.
This is a like an hour and 45-minute movie. And it took me forever to get through on my rewatch this week because of having to pause to write notes because it is so scatterbrained.
It's scatterbrained. It is so stacked with different visually distinct creatures that are important to notate. And then this movie is just filled to the brim with cameos, either at the time, incredibly famous people.
Yep.
Or what I have found, and I have a wild example of this, is someone who would then go on to be very like specifically famous.
Okay.
So
is this the big reaction that you and I have not spoken of today?
I refuse to tell you about it. But there is a guy in this movie who would go on to be somebody else, and it's fucking crazy who that person is.
Okay. Cool. Because that's not a person that I've looked up in any way.
No. Oh, I'll just give it away now. It's Christopher Lee, man.
What?
He would be Saruman, dude.
Oh, that's Count
Holy
Dooku.
shit!
Yeah, dude. He has the pistol grip lightsaber.
Yeah.
Man, I fucking hate Star Wars. Anyway.
Fuck, I just thought it was Dracula.
Oh, yeah. Dead loving it. No, that's the airplane guy.
This this movie, Gremlins 2: The New Batch, was released in June 15th of 1990. So it's another June release, just a few short months before my birth.
And almost 10 plus years before Charlie's.
Yeah.
Give it up.
Allegedly.
He's young. Give it up. All right.
He's so young.
He's so
It's directed by Joe Dante. It's written by Charles S. Haas, I would imagine the name is.
Okay.
Produced by Michael Fennell. Cinematography is done by John Hora again, who had done The Howling for Joe Dante. He was also the cinematographer on Gremlins, Explorers, Loverboy, Honey, I Blew Up the Baby, and Matinee. A lot of those were by Joe Dante. The editor is Kent Beta, who had done a horror comedy called Saturday the 14th, which came out in 1981. They were also the editor, or one of the editors, on This Is Spinal Tap.
Okay. Which is, we're right around the barrel from another one of those.
Also the editor on Fright Night, 85. Joe Dante's Inner Space. The Flintstones live action movies in the like 90s and early aughts.
Okay.
Whenever
With, what's his name?
John Goodman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was in the first one. He was the editor on Jingle All the Way, just, past Christmas here.
Yeah.
And then for the 2 Scooby-Doo live action films.
Oh, okay.
The budget for this movie is $30 to $50 million is the range.
Okay. Now, Gremlins, I remember this figure because it blew my mind, made 212.
Yes, on an $11 million budget.
Right.
So this is 30 to 50 million budget,
So we'll call it 40.
and it made 41.5 million.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
How?
Because I wasn't born. Yeah.
Oh, is that it?
It's probably that. I chalk it up to that.
Okay. Well,
I mean, there's probably a lot of reasons. I would have to say they probably waited just too long to finally get a sequel made to kind of bite at the apple that was the Gremlins craze.
to strike when the gremlin was hot, which is, of course, what Robert Picardo does at the end of this film.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he has sex with that gremlin.
Yeah.
What a way to end a movie.
Every movie should end
The main character.
Yeah.
Or no, a secondary character having like in Clerks, like Jay turns around and the way the movie ends is Jay has sex with a gremlin.
Like unrelated to anything else in the film. He just like, oh. Starts putting on lipstick.
Jay does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He sings Goodbye Horses and
Okay.
he fucks that thing. Director Joe Dante, we talked about a lot of his earlier stuff, but other than Gremlins and Gremlins 2, he did Matinee in 1993. He directed Small Soldiers in 98. He finally got to actually make a Looney Tunes movie with Back in Action in 2003. He did a couple TV movies for the Masters of Horror franchise, Homecoming and The Screwfly Solution. He did a movie called The Hole in 2009, Burying the X in 2014, and then he did a segment of Mick Garris's Nightmare Cinema in 2018 called Mirari. Writer Charles S. Haas had done Over the Edge, which was a 1979, it was Matt Dillon's debut film.
Okay.
He did a movie called a coming-of-age drama called Tex, also starring Matt Dillon. He did a sci-fi comedy called Martians Go Home, starring Randy Quaid.
Uh-oh.
And then he also wrote Matinee, the Joe Dante film from 93.
Well, Randy Quaid and Dennis Quaid are just about the same level of like, oh no.
At this point,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, producer Michael Fennell, he produced most of the things that he produced are directed by Joe Dante. Then our music composer is Jerry Goldsmith returning here. He had done the themes for The Twilight Zone, Planet of the Apes, and some of its sequels, The Omen, The Alien, some of those movies, the Star Trek motion pictures, some of the Poltergeist films, Total Recall, The Mummy, things we talked about last week.
Yep.
But obviously, due to the financial success of Gremlins, Warner Brothers asked Joe Dante to make a sequel immediately.
Yeah.
Which Dante declined, saying, Gremlins had a proper ending. And so making a sequel would only have been done for the profit, not for any sort of artistic merit. More importantly, the original had been a very stressful experience for him, and he wanted to move on from it. And so the work on Gremlins 2, of course, continued without him. And the studio approached various writers and directors. Storylines the ideas got kicked around of sending them to big cities like Las Vegas, or maybe even to different planets like Mars. After all those sorts of ideas fell through, the studio eventually returned to Dante, who agreed to make the sequel after receiving the rare promise of having complete creative control over the movie.
If there is another movie that is more indicative of a person getting complete creative control over that project, strike me the fuck down. This is the example of that.
Oh yeah. Also got triple the budget as the original. He later acknowledged that by this point, too much time had probably passed between the films, which is what more than likely lessened the public interest in a sequel. So with more control over the film, Dante engineered a project that he later referred to as one of the more unconventional studio pictures ever. He included some material that he believed Warner Brothers would not have allowed if they had wanted a sequel just on their own. But being allowed to break a number of rules in filmmaking, he also later claimed it was a film in which he had put most of his kind of personal influence into. I think this is where we get to see Joe Dante do all of his gags that he could ever want in a single movie. It's a satire of both Gremlins and a satire on sequels in general. It is full of meta references, self-referential humor, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
Chris Columbus was unavailable to write the script due to him directing Home Alone at the time. So he had kind of worked, bigger, better things. Screenwriter Charlie Haas had the idea of moving the Gremlins to a New York City, into like a big skyscraper, and that the corporate head of that would be Billy's boss. Warner Brothers executives grew concerned about the expense of, showing a bunch of gremlins attacking an entire city. So that's when they came up with the idea of just starting and keeping them in a smart building.
Which is funny because the stakes are then higher.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, oh, they can't get out.
Yeah.
Because, and I think Futterman says, like, if they get out, it's the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they get out into the rain, like, it's the end of the world.
And that's what I was thinking, because, very close to the end there, it's like rain clouds gather. You hear the thunder, and it's like, oh, if they get out into this, there's nothing that could stop them.
What a hilarious way for the world to end. What a hysterical and slapsticky way for all life on Earth to perish, is to be snuffed out by the three-fingered claws of gremlins.
At this point,
if we had to pick a way to go.
Oh yeah. It's a welcome one now.
Yeah, the way where we're going. Oh no, we'll get into it. We'll get into it because there's an obvious political allegory between this film and something very topical to right now.
I wonder anyway. Principal photography happened in New York City from May to September of 1989. So the special effects are where this film truly, truly shine. Chris Wallace, who had done the creature effects for the original film, he had moved on to pursue directing. He was working on The Fly 2 at that time. So Dante turned to Academy Award-winning Rick Baker to create the effects for Gremlins 2, which Baker was not interested in doing because he had seen just how much work had gone in to a project like this. And he didn't want to put that much work in whenever he wouldn't be the actual creator, but instead just a successor to Wallace's work. He was eventually persuaded to accept the job whenever he was told he could make the Gremlins and Mogwai more diverse in this film. he could really get to play. So Rick Baker is someone who I feel like we have mentioned so many times.
Yeah.
In episodes talking about different, effects heavy, horror. And we've never really gone into his credentials at all. But Rick Baker had worked on The Exorcist in 1973. Probably most famously, he worked on the effects for An American Werewolf in London in 1981. I believe that's where he won his first Academy Award. He worked on The Funhouse, which I think is a Tobe Hooper film. Videodrome, which is a Cronenberg film. He did the Werecat makeup for Michael Jackson in the Thriller video. He did Harry and the Hendersons. He did work on Ed Wood, directed by Tim Burton. Men in Black, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. He has won, I believe, 7 Academy Awards for his work in special effects. I think he holds the record at this point still. Just incredible stuff. And as with the first film, puppetry was definitely involved, including some mechanical puppets. They also used stop motion, kind of more stop motion in this film than the first. Both the Bat Gremlin and some of the Spider Gremlin is definitely stop motion. But film technology has since improved in the last several years since the first film. And so the result is that the creatures can be seen walking a lot more. Gizmo is seen walking and dancing at different points in the movie. And you kind of see him full body, and it's
full frontal.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's definitely like he was on like a green screen or a blue screen of some kind.
Sure.
But it looks pretty good.
No, it looks good.
Yeah.
It's not immediately noticeable. And this is a movie from 1990. So.
In the first film, all of the Mogwai and Gremlins look about the same, except for like Stripe.
I think Stripe is the exception.
Yeah.
Stripe and Gizmo has the circle around his eye.
And so here, instead, the 4 Mogwai, the first ones that Gizmo produces, each have their own kind of distinct personalities and physical features.
Let me see if I can remember their names. I know that there's Mohawk, which is the obvious one.
Yeah.
There's one that looks like an old man, and he kind of looks like James Mason, and that they called him George. Then I think the other two, because one has the big dumb teeth and one has the big dumb eyes. I think, are they Daffy and Dopey?
So Daffy is the manic one.
Okay, yeah.
And then Lenny is the other one with the buck teeth.
Okay.
George and Lenny are they're named after the characters from Of Mice and Men.
Okay, that's cute.
So they kind of play on that. And yeah, these are names that are not given in the film. They are given in the script just so they can, identify them.
Yeah.
They may be given in the novelization of this, but I have never read it, so I don't know. Gizmo was also redesigned. The puppets in general were kind of made a little bit larger, and they kind of simplified the design a bit. Dante said that Gizmo may look less real in this one, but the result was that he could convey more emotion with the type of like animatronics that they're using.
Yeah, he doesn't have like the weird like ape lips.
Yeah,
it's like he lost the skin texture.
It's the skin texture is different.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's fine.
Yeah. It does, but it's like I don't know how much time has passed between the first film and the second film. Like in universe, it's been a few years. It seems
45 minutes.
Oh, I was way off.
Gremlins 2 ends. Billy boards a flight. He gets to New York in 45 minutes. This all happened. Prove me wrong. You can't do it.
I can't do it.
You will be able to.
I know. It makes sense because New York minutes go a lot faster.
That's true.
Man.
Just ask the Olsen twins. My little sister had a movie on VHS. It was a New York Minute, and it was the Olsen twins, and their dad was Bob Saget.
Oh, in that movie?
Yep.
Interesting.
I think. Oh, she's totally gonna be like,
Oh,
no,
man, you're gonna have to cut all this.
Oh, I'm keeping it so that I'll learn from the experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least you own up to your mistakes.
I tried to.
Returning for the Gremlins voices, Howie Mandel returns as Gizmo.
So bizarre.
We have Frank Welker, who is the voice of Stripe in the original. He provides the voice for Mohawk here. And then Tony Randall, who most famously was from The Odd Couple. I think both the stage production and the 60s TV show. He provided the voice of the Brain Gremlin.
Which I will say right now, That voice performance is probably my least favorite part of this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, I love it.
I can't stand it. I don't know what it is about it exactly. I can't pinpoint it, but it is just like it feels all over the place, and I just don't like it.
Huh. That is so interesting.
It's like, and it's just like, oh, please, you're assaulting my eardrums. And then he dies, and I laugh.
I have a question about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like Knives Out?
I do love Knives Out. Yeah.
See, I love that you said that, Charlie, because it's all I could think of as PJ was doing that impression.
But that's the thing is it's like the performance goes from like a Benoit Blanc or like a Foghorn Leghorn sort of like, well, I do declare, down to like very poshy sort of English or whatever. And I just, pick an accent. God damn it. If you want to be Foghorn Leghorn, do that. But instead, instead, he was basically just running around accents like a chicken with his head cut off.
That one of these creatures is somehow able to talk, and he's going to talk with us right now. I think the main question that people have is, creature, what is it that you want?
Fred, what we want is, I think, what everyone wants, and what you and your viewers have. Civilization.
Yes, but what sort of civilization are you speaking of, creature?
The niceties, Fred, the fine points. Diplomacy, compassion, standards, manners, tradition. That's what we're reaching toward. Oh, we may stumble along the way, but civilization, yes. The Geneva Convention, chamber music, Susan Sontag. Everything your society has worked so hard to accomplish over the centuries, that's what we aspire to. We want to be civilized. I mean, you take a look at this fellow here. Now, was that civilized? No, clearly not. Fun, but in no sense civilized.
If this movie series needed a new tagline, it would be fun, yes, but not civilized. But do you see what I mean? It's like the way he says civilized, he's like civilized. And it's like, what? You name me the accent that says that word that way.
Gremlin.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I'm an apologist because I feel like I'm if the brain gremlin was just but a boy.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, okay, before we start this review, and this is a stupid, very juvenile thing to do, but before we start this review, guys, who are you? Derek, what's your favorite gremlin from this movie?
Oh, that's a good question. I know as a kid, I loved the bat and I loved the spider because those are the scariest ones in the movie.
Sure.
Now it's...
Is it the brainy gremlin?
It might be the brain gremlin, man. I love him.
Okay.
Yeah,
fair. Charlie?
I would also have to say the brain gremlin, with a close second being the Phantom of the Opera one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay. Phantom of the Opera one's good. My favorite gremlin from this is the one that turns around and he's gotten the Warner Brothers logo painted on him. And he goes, ah, ah. And the other one goes, ah. And then they start laughing.
There is a gremlin for everyone in this movie.
Also,
yeah, there really is.
For the record, and I don't know, Charlie, if you did this as well. For the record, while that clip was playing, and it went from, the gremlin talking about civilization, whatever, and then in the clip, it cuts back out into the lobby, and it's all the gremlins that are going, like freaking the fuck out. Derek and I immediately, both of us started laughing. It's just the funniest thing in the world, dude.
No, that's what a live studio audience should be.
Yeah, a bunch of fucking gremlins.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
This film starts with
a somber note.
I was going to say this film starts with the Warner Brothers like logo animation with Bugs Bunny.
Oh yeah, okay.
Being interrupted and taken over by Daffy Duck.
Yeah.
It is both the opening and the closing animated segments of this are written and directed by Chuck Jones. He came out of retirement to do this basically as a favor to Joe Dante.
That's so bizarre.
That's beautiful.
And
it does nothing for the movie.
So what it's meant to do,
sorry you feel that way,
is it's meant to set the tone for the audience that this is a living cartoon. That this is
Okay.
not the dark and scary, too scary for kids maybe of Gremlins.
Okay.
This is, we are having a goof. And originally it was going to be even longer than what it was. Like, so much so that it was like confusing people as to, am I watching the movie already?
right.
Or is
like
this
a pre-show?
yeah, or is this because they used to play Looney Tunes before the feature presentation at theaters.
Can you imagine? You're a Warner Brothers executive. The year is 1990. Your studio has just spent $50 million on a sequel to Gremlins. You sit down in the theater and it's like, you're despicable. It's like, what? Oh boy, oh boy.
But
yeah,
that is followed by a somber note.
Grandpa's gone, guys.
We eventually return to Chinatown, to Mr. Wing's shop, where our human villain of the movie,
Not even really.
Mr. Clamp, he sends his head of security, Frank Forster, to give the message to Mr. Wing that he wants to buy his shop out from under him so that he can demolish this block and then build a new tower that is like a new Chinatown.
But in one building.
Yeah.
Right.
Frank Forrester is played by Robert Picardo, like you said. He was in The Howling in 1981. He's in Explorers, also directed by Joe Dante. He was in Munchies in 1987, which is basically a Gremlins ripoff film. He's in Inner Space, The Burbs, Matinee, Small Soldiers, Looney Tunes Back in Action. And then probably most famously for most people out there who aren't us at this table.
Yeah.
He is Dr. Louis Zimmerman in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. He may have done some other Star Trek stuff, but you'd have to tell me.
Let us know.
Yeah. But it's interesting. We get this little return of Mr. Wing here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a big part. It's just kind of we're in his shop again.
The same actor?
Yeah, same actor.
This is almost 10 years later. Do you think they still needed to use old age makeup on him?
I don't know. That's a good point. He has even less to do in this because he only gets the one scene.
Yeah. Maybe 3 lines of dialogue.
Yeah. But yeah, he refuses to sell. But he seems to be very old and possibly sick. He's got a cough. So Frank is just like, we'll just wait him out, basically. He doesn't have much time.
Yeah.
And Gizmo watches Rambo on television, which is important because Gizmo picks up thematic things from the things he watches.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And thematic themes from the themes he listens to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Jerry Goldsmith also did the score for Rambo, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. See, we're connecting these dots.
We cut to 6 weeks later. We are at the Clamp Premier Regency Trade Center and Retail Concourse, which is this giant. Yeah. It's a smart house, but it's an entire building,
Like 120 stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's and we don't meet we don't meet Clamp for a little while, but you just hear him and hear of him. And he is a
Developer. Okay. So you tell me, folks at home, who the fuck this sounds like. An overly eccentric, self-absorbed, not too bright real estate developer in New York City whose name ends with an and runs everything into the ground. Who does that sound like? Because it's obviously an allegory. I think they have come out and said that that's who they based him on.
Oh yeah. I mean, from the book cover of his book in this, it is pretty spot on.
Yeah.
And that of course is the Ted Turner. It's based on Ted Turner.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, well, because Clamp also has his own TV network as well. So yeah, it is kind of it's a parody of both Donald Trump and Ted Turner. Several years after the release of this film, Turner's media empire would be sold to Time Warner, who is the parent company of Warner Brothers, who made this film.
Yeah.
It's a small world. We get a news report of Mr. Wing's death.
Yes.
So we basically just have that opening scene to just set up like he held on much like Ed Asner's old man character in Up until he could no longer do so.
Jesus.
Carl is the character's name.
But
There it is.
unlike
That's the word for
Carl,
it.
where Carl decides he's going to take a trip with balloons into the sky, Grandpa dies.
Yeah.
Pretty much just probably in a shop somewhere in the back. Not on an adventure of any kind.
Not that we know of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to assume not.
Not that we get to see. See, now I'm just thinking about like I want a side quel of this film, but it's just the Futterman's bus trip, just to make it there.
Do you want any gremlins in it at all?
Yeah,
It's like, oh my God, there are a bunch of gremlins that are trying to make him think he's gone insane.
yes,
So they keep like popping out of things.
yes, but it's like Nightmare at 20,000 feet
Yeah.
and Twilight. So it's like there's a gremlin on the wing.
And they're like, this is a bus, sir. And then he goes, you bet. And he stabs him in the throat and they bleed out.
Yeah.
That's where you get your horror
This is
from.
brilliant.
I think that's what we're missing here. Is more Futterman. Clamp has immediately bought up the section of town and he is demolishing this building, and Gizmo escapes this demolition and is captured by, we don't know it at the time, but one of Clamp's, well, no, it's not even one of Clamp's men. It's a scientist who works in his building.
Right.
We are reintroduced to our heroes from the previous film, Billy Peltzer, played by Zach Galligan, and Kate Berenger, played by Phoebe Cates. It's good to see them back.
Yeah. They both work in this building. Neither of them are happy with where they work and what they do, but they're trying to make ends meet and they want to get married, but he hasn't proposed yet because they're broke.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that the truth, William? No, because we're all broke. I like seeing him back in this. It is strange because, I mean, we talked about this last week. He basically never did anything else. He was in like a total of 5 things, 2 of which are these movies.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see him again. He looks good.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a great performer.
Yeah, he's fine.
Just like middle of the road guy, but he's good in this because that's what it calls for.
Yeah, and then like sort of same thing with Phoebe Cates. She's almost playing a parody of herself in this.
Big time. Like even like when it comes like, and I'm skipping way ahead, but there's like, she goes to repeat the story element of the first movie where she tells this really sad story and there are characters that are looking at her like, we do not have time for this. Stop.
Yeah.
And it's just really funny.
I love all those things, but and we do get some actual shots in New York. I mean, I'm sure, you know, they didn't shoot a ton there because that's very expensive, but sound stages, it's got to be just because of all the puppets and everything else.
That lobby has got to be a huge set.
I think about the amount of like, we just got done watching the original and like how packed that theater looks with Gremlins, and then multiply that how many times for the amount of different Gremlins that are in this film.
Right.
Like on screen at one time is insane.
Yeah. And they're all being handled to some degree by a person. It's just, it's got to be a full house of gremliners. That's their official title. You sign the contract. You're not a puppeteer. You're a gremliner.
True.
Yeah, that follows you like a death sentence.
Billy is, I'm glad to see that we do get a payoff of like him wanting to be an artist of some kind. He's not like a comic book artist, but he is I guess he does kind of concept art for architecture.
Yeah, it looks like he's like the overall design, like the overall designer of the way like a concept designer for the way a building could look. He's not really worried about like the actual architectural design of it so much as he is like, this is what it could look like. And then
Kate is then a tour guide in the building as well.
She wears this great hat. It's like a little newsboy hat, but it's got clamp tower sticking out of the top of it.
Yeah, I do love the hat.
I love the hat.
It's a really good.
There are so many because you said it off the top, PJ. There's so many little comedy beats and gags that are happening constantly throughout this.
Mm-hmm.
Because even the first times they go into the building, there's this whole bit with the revolving doors.
Yeah.
Which
Every time we see the front of the building for the entire movie, the revolving doors are broken. To some degree, they are broken. And I love gags like that where it's just you beat it into the ground, but over such a long period of time that every time you're like, oh shit, that's right. Because at the very end of the movie, within the last 5 minutes of the movie, they do another front door gag. And it's just so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
film is like a masterclass in different types of parody and satire. And the most obvious one is, of course, the critique on capitalism and these big capitalist figures. But it also just rips from camp and cult B films and that sort of sense of humor. So I think that that's really evident in those repeated gags that you have going on throughout the film that are blink and you miss it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, and you've got, it's also just in the way that things are spoken about or things are being spoken by the different smart devices that are in this building. At one point, they're getting the elevator doors ding and they open up and it's you're on the ground floor, please leave. And it's why on earth would it have been programmed to say leave? It's just these little things that make it feel like it was created by somebody who really likes old Looney Tunes cartoons. Yeah. And they said, anything you want, Joe. And he's like, you promise?
It's the only way I'm doing this.
God damn it, fine.
We're introduced to Billy's boss, who is Marla Bloodstone. She's played by an actress named Haviland Morris. She was in 16 Candles, the John Hughes film from '84. She's in Home Alone 3. I believe she's the mother of the Kid.
Okay.
Kevin, or I don't know.
I think they're all Kevins.
Maybe. And then she was in a 2007 psychological thriller called Joshua. I haven't really seen her in much of anything.
Which is weird. She's good in this.
She's very good in this.
She's good.
She's also really hot.
Oh my God, is she?
Yeah, she's very hot. Yeah. She's really flirty, but she's also, you can take her seriously enough, but then she also is effortlessly funny.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like there's any, she's not putting any pressure into being funny. It's just the way she's delivering the lines naturally fit the sort of goofball aesthetic of the rest of the movie. It's great. She's funny.
Yeah.
She sounds like a schmoker from New York. Right, Derek?
Yeah.
Derek's from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to start making stuff up about you at this point.
We're also introduced to Grandpa Fred.
Yes.
Who is played by Robert Prosky. He was in Christine in '83. He was in a horror film, supernatural horror film called The Keep in '83. He would later be in Mrs. Doubtfire. Grandpa Fred is an homage to Grandpa Munster. He is a horror host, kind of like Svengoolie, who's still on the air now. He hosts a horror block called House of Horrors, and they are moving his time slot to 3 a.m. He talks about how, he's kind of, whenever he joined television, this is not what he wanted to do. He wanted to be in news. He wanted to do hard hitting things. And
one of my favorite things that he says is they're because Billy is his friend and is oh, I heard they're moving your time slot. He's like, yeah, 3:30. People who are up at 3:30 aren't afraid of my movies. They're afraid of getting a job and taking a shower. And it's just he's so good.
Yeah, he really is. He is dressed as an old.
You said it. He's dressed as Grandpa Munster.
Yeah,
one for one.
Which that is in and of itself, the parody there is Al Lewis, who played Grandpa Munster. He was a horror host in the 80s. He had a show called Super Scary Saturday that was on TBS. Showed old monster movies. So it is truly a one for one
That's fun.
kind of thing there. I don't even know if you see him in the movie. I think you do for a second or so. Joe Dante cameos as his director.
Oh, that's fun.
He also is you hear his voice as the director of the microwave cooking show later. So,
oh man,
chock full of little cameos like that. I love a horror host. I love this whole sort of shtick. And it's just one more weird element that gets thrown into this movie, that you have a guy dressed as an old Dracula.
Yeah, there's at one point in the movie, there is this like tourist that separates from the group, who is then running away from gremlins. The fire alarm is going off, and he is then bumped into by this guy who's like, "Hey, I need your help." And he's like, "What the fuck? There's gremlins and a Dracula."
We next visit our Slice of Life Incorporated designer jeans, which, of everything that's in, because it's like this building it's an office building, it's a shopping mall,
A TV studio. It is an apartment complex. It's the Clamp Business Industrial Center. Yeah, it's everything all at once.
That's the Big Apple, baby.
Yeah. It's a shame they didn't make another one of those towers. Stick it right next to it.
Yeah, that's what they were trying to do in Chinatown. Just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Shame.
A delivery is made to this gene research facility. They are doing experiments in animals, and we hear Gizmo singing.
Yes, his little theme, he like hums it, and it gets stuck in the head of the person who's like doing the delivery. I think the character's name is Bob. It's uncredited, so I don't know. But this is my big reveal.
Okay.
That guy looked super like nebulously familiar, but his voice is what sold me. His voice was super familiar. And I was like, who the fuck is that? And then it hit me all at once. So that guy who plays Bob the delivery service worker in Gremlins 2 is a guy named Raymond Cruz, who would go on to play Tuco Salamanca, the cartel leader in Breaking Bad.
Okay. So we've got another Breaking Bad alum here.
Because the deputy in the first one is Jonathan Banks, who plays Mike, and then this is Tuco, and he's a unnamed guy who hums some notes, and that's his role in the movie. But it was the thing of like, no, there's no way that's who that is. And then I looked it up, lo and behold.
Yeah, it was explosive when you realized.
Yeah, not as explosive as when I figured out who the janitor is.
No,
that's the craziest thing about this movie.
It's the greatest. We are introduced to Dr. Cushing Catheter,
which is the funniest name in the world.
Yes.
Number one, Peter Cushing. That's a hilarious joke. He and Christopher Lee worked together for a million years. All the Hammer horror films, the two of them star opposite of. But then Dr. Catheter.
Yep.
And he's perfectly Christopher Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Super evil. Yeah. A fun fact about Christopher Lee's involvement in this movie is he worked on another project just before this movie. He was in The Howling 2. And when he got on set for this movie, he walked straight up to Joe Dante and he was like, "I'm sorry for being in that movie." And he's like, "It's okay. It's fine. I'm going to do some crazy stuff to your character, but that's fine." And it's like, aw.
Yeah. Christopher Lee, famously in the horror realm, he was in The Curse of Frankenstein in 1957, The Horror of Dracula in 1958, and The Mummy in 1959. Like you said, those are all Hammer horror films, but much like Boris Karloff on the Universal side of things, Christopher Lee is someone who he was all of these like title monsters for years. Yeah. He's also in The Wicker Man in 1973. He's in The Howling 2, like you said. And then most famously, probably for everyone, Saruman in Lord of the Rings and Count Dooku in the Star Wars prequels.
That's true. And
he's also the dentist in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Probably his most role. Yeah.
Honestly, like, yeah, he had several roles where he worked with Tim Burton. Dr. Catheter's partners in crime here.
yes,
Martin and Lewis
so stupid.
are played by Don and Dan Stevens.
He walks up and he goes, "How's the cloning machine going?" And then two identical people turn around. It's the best joke in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were both in Good Morning Vietnam, the Robin Williams film from 87. They are in Terminator 2, where they play Dude and the
T-1000
version of the Dude.
Fantastic.
And then they also are in Looney Tunes Back in Action. But they are the ones who found Gizmo in the destruction of Chinatown, and it brought him there. They show Gizmo to Dr. Catheter and how he likes to dance to rock and roll music.
They play this song and Gizmo's just out and he's doing like the Elvis hips. He's like, and fucking Dr. Catheter's like, he likes this, and they're like, it's his favorite shit ever, Doc. Look at him, and he's just like, and he's just this is the point. Partly not wholly, but partly the reason that these films did so well and have lasted for so long is because of how fucking cute this little thing is. He's little. He's got big ears. He's got a silly little face. He's like a little chubby dude. He's got 3 fingers. He's great. 10 out of 10 on the cute little guy scale.
True. Apparently originally, because that song that he dances to now is I'm Ready by Fats Domino. Apparently originally they had done the scene to Billy Idol's Dancing with Myself. And then after planning it that way, Billy Idol wouldn't, he denied them the right to use that song. So then they had to find something with a similar,
like a beats per minute.
Yeah. Just to get the
what a
movement
dick.
right. Yeah.
That sucks.
Okay, well, you heard it here from the Third Channel Podcast. Fuck you, Billy Idol.
Truly.
But not Billy Peltzer.
No.
Because Billy, this is where he hears the delivery guy whistling Gizmo's song, and he gets the information of where he heard that out from him of this lab on level 51.
Yeah. Also where to buy a goodly bag of methamphetamines because again, that guy's in Breaking Bad. It's the only fun fact I had about this episode. Shut up.
No, I'm happy that you did it.
Good thing.
You did the work.
Yeah, it's a good fun fact.
Good. Thanks, guys.
Billy sneaks into the lab and where he finds and takes Gizmo before releasing some monkeys as a distraction. We get a couple scenes in the lab early on here where we're kind of just seeing, basically it's just setups of what they do here and the types of experiments that they're doing so that we then can go, oh, and that's why we get a spider gremlin later.
Right.
Or a lightning gremlin.
A gremlin made of energy.
Because they're doing experiments on mice to cause them, or on rats in New York,
Right.
to cause them to generate electricity so that they could be used in a positive way.
Correct.
So we got Pikachu.
Oh man, I hadn't even put that together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the gremlins ate him.
We have our heroes back together again. Billy has found Gizmo. He takes them to the men's room, and they have their true reintroduction here. He kind of turns the lights down. And you got to think, like, I know it's only been 45 minutes for Billy, but
It's been years for Gizmo.
Yeah, because time moves differently for Mogwai. We have to assume.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't having any fun.
Right.
Right. Billy was having fun.
And
So
he was in New York.
right. So, okay, that's the combination. Billy was having fun. So time was flying at a New York minute. Gizmo in Chinatown is not the same. He's having a terrible time. So,
Yeah. Poor guy.
But he tries to get, some sort of semblance of why and how he is there, and basically figures out like, oh yeah, they were going to do some experiments on him. So again, he rescues him and hides him away in a filing cabinet in his cubicle.
yep.
And this is where we were finally truly introduced to Daniel Clamp, who's played by John Glover, who was in RoboCop 2.
Yep.
He was in the Mouth of Madness. Want to take a guess?
Oh my God. Is he like a townsfolk?
No.
No. Does he work for the publishing house?
No.
Okay, then who is he?
Saperstein.
Oh my God, you're right.
Uh-huh.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
He's also in Batman and Robin as Dr. Jason Woodrue. He was in Shazam as Mr. Savannah. And then he is the voice, apparently, of Edward Nygma in Batman, the animated series.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Didn't know that either. He shows up, like Mr. Clamp shows up, which he apparently never does. And everybody's excited. And he meets Billy and loves his design for his new tower.
This does two things. Number one, it immediately excites everybody about the potential skyrocketing of Billy Peltzer's career with Clamp Industries. But the other thing it does is it turns Marla on.
Yes, it does.
Man, she is like va-va-voom for Billy now because her boss complimented him. It's a dog eat rat eat gremlin world out there, and she's trying to stay on top.
Mm-hmm.
I blame her.
Yeah. She invites Billy to a dinner shortly after this scene. And I pointed out to Derek, it was like, why can't he just say, oh, no, sorry, I'm with someone and I'm going to get engaged to them soon. So it's inappropriate to have a romantic like dinner with you. Everybody in these situations, like in like a Boy Meets World sort of sitcom, it's always like, oh, well, not tonight. And it's like, well, what about tomorrow? And it's like, well, maybe not. And then they get like accidentally taken out by someone else. And it's like, just say no.
Yeah.
Just, no, I can't because of a decent reason.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
I find it interesting that we have two examples in this film. This is one. We'll get to the other one shortly. We've referenced it already, but where there are two aggressive women who are making the move on men.
No. One of them is not a woman.
Okay. Charlie,
really
you want to
offensive.
tackle this?
So just because someone transitions doesn't mean that they're not a woman.
Oh God, what have I done?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. It has nothing to do with gender at all. I'm saying that woman codifies them as a human, and this is a gremlin.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have their own words for it. The brain gremlin would be. We need to get the brain gremlin on here.
Oh man.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Well, I don't know what I just remembered." His stupid friggin' accent. I'm not getting over it.
Oh man, I love this. I can't believe we're so at odds.
That you love the brain
With
gremlin
the
voice?
brain
No.
gremlin of all things.
I don't know, man.
Billy tells Kate that Gizmo is there, which I love that how quickly she immediately goes to freaking out.
Yes.
Like this is it's an event that changed her life, affected her in such a way that even the idea of, oh, even the good one that was your pet is here. Well, that could only lead to bad things.
Right. The last time we had him in our lives were turned upside down. So now he's what you said he's in your desk. Meanwhile, Gizmo's like making himself a little escape ladder out of fucking paper clips to get the fuck out. Because he's a mischievous little dude.
Yeah.
He wants it still.
Because he doesn't stay put like almost at all.
No.
But yeah, she freaks out about the possibility of them kind of running loose in New York. This is just a quick scene to kind of quickly go over the 3 rules again. And she witnesses Billy and Marla leaving together through the lobby.
Yes.
And it sets up, like you said, it's contrite sort of storytelling of just like do we need this weird?
This is the one detail of this movie that we didn't need.
Yeah.
Like you could, that's not the one. There's hundreds of thousands, but from the human storytelling perspective, you don't need this at all to move the needle at all. I will say that I love Phoebe Cates as this character so much. And in the sequel, she's almost taken on like she is now his partner and like she's self-possessed. She was in the first one as well. But then now she's also like sort of his caregiver. Like, well, don't forget to do these things, and like kind of maternal, like parental in certain ways. I like her in this a lot. I liked her in the first one too.
Yeah, I agree. There is something different about her performance here, but I think it's just that it's supposed to be like a heightened parody-ish version.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. Her being like, "Oh fuck, he's here," and it's like, "But he's little. What do you mean?" And she's like, "I don't like him." It's like, oh.
We get so Gizmo is climbed out of the cabinet drawer, and he's kind of just in the office where we are introduced to our other big cameo here of the janitor.
Yes. I asked if he was Dennis Farina, because that's who he looked like to me. And you're like, no. But when you recognize him, you're going to freak the fuck out.
And he did.
It's John Aston, fucking Gomez Adams from the TV show.
Yeah.
And I didn't recognize him when he was fixing the fountain, but right after you get a really good, like, straight on. It was like, what? Like, get the fuck out of here. What is he doing here? Grandpa Munster and Gomez Adams under one mega super skyscraper roof?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if the skyscraper is big enough statistically, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's weird that both of those shows, the Munsters and Addams Family, came out within the same 2 years of each other. Like, not like one followed the other. Not like one was a ripoff of it. It's like, no, we had two
very spooky, goofy, spooky shows.
And they both basically ran for 2 seasons apiece, I believe.
Yeah.
But yes, this janitor comes along to fix a leaky water fountain, which then splashes water on Gizmo and spawns 4 bully Mogwai.
Yeah, now there's a trade-off where they're bursting out the back isn't as violent or aggressive in this.
No.
The gremlins growing in the back of the gremlins is infinitely more disgusting in this one.
Yes.
Infinitely more disgusting.
Yeah, Charlie, are you as physically affected by you know, things of that nature as I think PJ and I both are?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was gross, but I also thought it was really funny, so I kind of didn't care.
It's so I'm more in your camp, Charlie. It's Derek is so affected by that stuff that it's like he can't find any visceral enjoyment out of it. He can commentate on like, oh no, it is nice. It's like a good looking effect, but like it's so disgusting that it's going to make me throw up and I have to watch it through shielded, like blinded eyes.
Yeah.
I think it's a really impressive thing and I enjoyed watching it. But I think things that like tryptophobic sort of whole included things are pretty gross.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just think it's like gross from an objective standpoint, but I like watching it.
There was a point as we were watching today where you were like, this is the point of no return. Right here.
Yeah. And that's in a little bit.
Yeah.
It's actually, unfortunately, we're pretty close to it. So yeah, the previously named Mogwai that he spawned, grab him and grab Gizmo, I mean, and then lock him into an air vent. Yeah. Which reminded me of throwing him down the laundry chute. And this kind of begins a theme where it's like, do they have like a memory? Like, can they remember like the other gremlins' lives? Because they immediately throw Gizmo down in the chute and they're already like Gizmo's caca. And it's like, well, Stripe said that. Like, yeah. Are you Stripe? Well, who are you, Mohawk guy?
There are several little moments like that in this that it does seem like there seems to be some, and it could just be it's a in joke for the people who have seen the first movie.
Yeah.
But it does lend itself to the thought idea of just, do they hold on to some sort of memory through their...
I mean, I always thought of it the way that they like spawned from Gizmo, so they would take his memories with him.
Yeah, okay, that's not a bad idea. That's fair.
Yeah, so he remembers being bullied, so the first ones that come out suck.
Yeah, they're like, man, we know exactly how to bully him. We're gonna hit him with a train or whatever.
Yeah.
Kate goes back to the office to find Gizmo, and she instead finds Daffy, who is standing on this tall tower of like a model tower of clamp tower. It's
Right.
kind of a King Kong reference because he's got a little airplane.
But not knowing that that's not Gizmo, Phoebe Cates grabs his eyes are rolling in his head. He's blinking and he's unfocused. And she's like,
Yeah.
fuck. And it's just like, how do you not know?
Yeah, Kate is unfortunately pretty speciesist.
Yeah,
and she thinks that all Mogwai look the same.
Yeah.
But please don't hold that against her.
She went through a lot of fast times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and she was pretty negatively affected by them in the first film.
Yeah.
Her father also died on Christmas.
Yeah.
Billy and Marla go to a Canadian themed restaurant, which I love. I love the theming of this whole thing.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's so stupid that in New York, which is literally a body of water away from Canada, they're like, well, we got to get our Canada fix in Times Square. It's ridiculous.
But they are there to quote unquote talk about his future. But Marla just ends up hitting on him. As he excuses himself, she kisses him.
Almost on the mouth.
Yeah. And so Kate has made it back to their apartment and she's trying to feed Daffy before midnight.
And it eats a corn cob exactly like a Looney Tune.
Yeah.
Like it makes the fucking Tasmanian devil whirlwind noise as he eats it, and then it's a bunch of jump cuts interspliced with motion blur. So it's like and then he has it and he's eating it and he's like, yay, and he throws it away. And it's like, okay, well, this is pretty damn close to being at that threshold of oh, this isn't a movie anymore. It's we're almost there.
So close.
I mean, how do you eat a corn cob?
That's a good point.
Typically,
Yeah.
I boof that shit.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
it's UTB for me.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
We asked the question with the first film of what does a Mogwai eat?
Corn.
They loved chicken.
They
in the first
loved
movie.
chicken.
Yeah.
He does not seem to like this chicken at all.
No, Daffy hucks that chicken right at Phoebe Cates' stupid head.
Yeah.
He's like, why'd you give me this?
He wants
Twinkie
Twinkies.
cream. Yeah.
Yeah. He Twinkies up Billy's face.
Oh no.
Billy makes it home and Kate notices the lipstick on his cheek. And he very quickly realizes that this is the wrong Mogwai.
Yeah, he's like, this isn't Gizmo. Yep. And then he threatens the Mogwai that they've brought home. He throws him into a bag and he's like, if you ever want to get out of here ever again, you're gonna shut up. And it's like, Billy, he's just a little dude. Billy's also traumatized, but his trauma isn't fear, it's hatred.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, and then it's the idea of okay, he knows that Gizmo is alive and well.
Right.
He put him in his cabinet drawer and he sends his girlfriend to take his friend home. And then when he gets there, he's like, well, that's not him. How many more are there?
Right. Because I think it immediately for him is like, oh, fuck, they got wet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they have to have.
There were 3 rules, guys.
Yeah. By the way, last time we had the clip to do this, but this time I'm going to do it. No bright lights. Don't get them wet. No food after midnight.
They're going to do all 3.
4th rule.
Yeah.
Chicken is yummy.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Allegedly.
Chicken is good.
Mm-hmm.
But just in time, the Futtermans show up.
Which is so bizarre.
Yeah.
They're Billy's neighbors. Why are they staying with them?
They
for
are
days?
there.
Homemade.
Are they there for a reunion or something? Mr. Futterman is there for a reason. He's in New York for a reason.
Okay.
It
was some sort of veteran reunion.
Maybe,
or
maybe
something.
it's that.
Okay.
Because they do mention it. It's very brief. But yes, Dick Miller, of course, as Murray Futterman, and Jackie Joseph as Sheila Futterman. They are great. There's a quick mention here of he brought an apple pie from Billy's mom and says that his dad is working on new inventions.
Yep. That's all we needed. It's great.
Yeah. Apparently there was originally going to be a scene at the very end where his dad would have actually shown up and with like a suit that he had made for Gizmo to where it was a waterproof suit to where he would never, have to worry about getting wet and having this happen again.
Aw.
But they were like all prepped to do it. And then they were like, the movie is already running too long. We're never going to use it if we shoot it. So let's not even bother. So it just got cut. So the other three Mogwai are then shown. They've gotten loose. They're in the food court downstairs, and
There's like a frozen yogurt place,
which was like a new fad at the time.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite lines of this movie. It's so stupid. One of them, I think it's Mohawk, pokes his hands through the M&Ms. And they're like, oh my God, it's a fucking rat. And this woman goes, this is supposed to be health food. And it's because it's yogurt.
Yeah.
And he's in M&Ms for fuck's sake. But yeah, they all eat after midnight because they want to be xenomorphs.
They want to be Gremlins 2.
The new batch.
Billy and Kate show up for all this commotion, realizing that they've already eaten after midnight because we swing over to this clock on the wall. And so they begin searching for, or they basically realize, oh, we're going to have to search for the cocoons. So they go into like the maintenance tunnels, and Billy tries to shut off the water like main valve.
Immediately caught by security.
Yeah.
Who come down there, by the way, to stop this young employee with a loaded handgun, like aimed at him immediately.
Well, yeah, he's a cop. What else would he do?
Yeah. Also worth noting that like Billy just produces the axe from nowhere.
That is true. Okay, I realized that on this last rewatch. I'm like, before they even go down the tunnel, he's got it like in his hand behind him, and it's like, did he bring that from home? What is this?
Yeah, it's the Peltzer foldable fire axe.
Oh, fuck. You're right. I forgot.
It was in his pocket.
Yeah.
That's why it doesn't work. I guess it does.
Yeah, it takes a little bit though.
Yeah, he gets brought to Robert Picardo's office. And also as he's being dragged away, the camera pans upward, and in the pipes we find our gremlin eggs.
Yes,
and they're getting real slimy.
Yeah. Yeah, because the cop does take Billy away, and he gets arrested for the night. The next day, Kate posts his bail, and they rush back to try and find the cocoons. But pretty much they know that it doesn't take long for them to hatch. So, which we get to then witness. And the now fully hatched gremlins immediately grab Gizmo and start torturing him and messing with the building's like power grid.
Yeah, because they're insane.
Not much else for them to do, really. Like if you're in that situation, that's exactly where you would start.
Murdering your dad, I guess, is what Gizmo is to them.
Yeah. Kill your father and fuck up a building.
Yeah. One of the better moments of this is when they go back to the building, Billy is taken to, I will never ever remember this name. He's taken to Robert Picardo characters.
Frank Forster.
Yeah. He's taken to the security office.
Yeah.
Frank's like, so you remember that like we got you arrested yesterday. So you came back? Any reason for that? And he's like, yeah. And then he walks them through all of the things about the gremlins and what they're going to be and everything. And they're all just like, you're fucking out of your mind. You've lost your mind. And then it's my favorite part in any of these movies where there is some sort of, is it real? Is it not real? Is there sitting and I love this moment because it's like, well, what if they eat food and they get food stuck in their teeth and then that food like falls out of their teeth and down their throat? That's not them eating it. Or like, what if they're on an airplane and they eat something and they go over time zone? And it's all the people that for the last 10 years of that franchise being around pick those rules apart. And then while this guy is in the middle of saying about how the rules don't make any sense, a gremlin bursts from a control panel, leaps onto him, bites him in the neck, and assumedly murders him.
Yeah. It is like the one moment of true horror in this entire film.
Yeah, the when Mohawk bursts out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean it's pretty effective. It's a nice little jump scare. It's got, the look of these gremlins
Yeah.
is something else.
Especially Mohawk.
Yes.
He's like, he looks evil. He looks sinister.
Oh yeah. Which is always like today, because it's been years since I've rewatched this. And so it fascinated me that he is the one then that drinks the thing and becomes the spider, because it's like, no, that's like your main one. I'm surprised they wanted to change him in any way.
Well, I think eventually the main one becomes the brain gremlin.
Yeah, it kind of does. But like of your like evil.
Sure. Well, the brain gremlin's evil. He shoots another gremlin point blank in the face.
Yeah, and that's the most evil you can be.
Yeah, that's true. But this is where the movie begins. Is he goes, is that one of them? And Billy's like, yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, they're real. And it's like, you don't have to convince anyone anymore. It's, yeah, these things are real. The main security staff believes they're real. Billy scares Mohawk away with a flashlight, like one of these big industrial flashlights that they all have, scares him away with it. And he's like, yeah, they don't like bright lights. Anyway, here, take this. I got to go.
So we then cut to Kate just trying to act normal at work, knowing that these things are going on around her.
Right. At one point, she's like, and she's like sort of teetering into panic. And she's like, I tell you what, everybody, if you're all quiet, we can go into this very dark studio with a closed door and sit in here and watch a show get taped, because she just wants to get off the fucking beaten path. That's how I've assumed.
I would have, yeah.
Yeah,
she
just wants to get into what she thinks is a safe area.
Which is a microwave cooking show.
Which is so 80s.
Yeah, with Microwave Marge, who's played by Kathleen Freeman. She was in The Fly, not the Cronenberg version, but the 1958 original.
Okay.
She's also in The Blues Brothers. She's one of the nuns, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
And then she was in Hocus Pocus in 93.
Oh.
We're also introduced to a character you referenced before, Mr. Katsuji, who is played by Getty Watanabe, who is he was a famous kind of 80s bit actor. He was in 16 Candles most famously in 84. He's in Vamp. He was in Weird Al Yankovic's movie UHF in 89. But yeah, they're on, and he's an excited tourist who has all these camera equipment that he's using.
He is a camera.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I'll say that Microwave Marge, Kathleen Freeman she is the voice of the old woman who is selling donkey in Shrek.
Charlie, do you find that fun fact interesting?
I mean, I knew it already, if I'm quite honest.
Yeah, see?
Oh, no, okay. I thought he was going to be on my side. I'm outnumbered here.
Yeah.
Couple of Shrek fanatics here.
I mean, I'm not a Shrek fanatic. I'm just also a chronic Letterboxd user.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to plug that in the or at least list it down in the description below.
Yeah.
Yeah, for better or worse.
But during this cooking segment, gremlins pop out of the soup pot and some of the cabinets.
They're all just stuffing their faces and destroying the set immediately.
But we again get this moment of almost recollection of something from the first film, because one of the gremlins sees the microwave and it's just like, we got to destroy that thing.
So they shove a bunch of utensils in it and watch it explode. And it does it. It blows up, sets the studio on fire. The fire sets off the fire suppression system. Yep. Sprinklers go off, soak them. And so it begins.
Yeah. We get that like that dry ice effect with all the different like green and red lights flashing that we get out of the pool of the YMCA. So again, it's, we're playing the hits here. It's all the same stuff.
Back in the security office, one of them says, "Oh, there's something bad coming from this studio," and they look, and it's like just an old, CRT TV monitor, and it's playing what we just saw. It's playing the footage that we just saw. But then they have like an infrared scanner, and it's fine. It's believable in the ridiculously of this smart building that they would have infrared pest exterminator scanners on every floor. But you just see like the one, then the like 5, then 40, then like, and it's just like And Frank is like, well, I mean, those could be rats, right? Those could be rats. And his assistant's like, no,
You know
like,
it's
you
not.
fucking idiot. No.
Kate gets into the voice activated elevator, and she hears like the gremlins' voices from like all around her,
As though they are the speaker. Yeah.
and
This, I think, is the most terrifying part of this movie.
you're not wrong. This is another like the kind of actual scary moment of her trying to make the elevator go and it like speeding past her floor.
Mhm.
And then she finally gets it to stop, and just kind of the like laughter from outside of this like metal box that she's now trapped in.
The camera pans out and it is like swarming with gremlins. There's like 30 gremlins on it. It's creepy. It's good. They're also so fucking funny.
Yeah. And they start breaking through the walls with like power tools and Billy's axe from before.
Mhm.
And then they start reaching in and kind of grabbing at her. Daffy Gremlin is messing with the controls, and that causes the elevator to plummet. And like Phoebe Cates like goes horizontal in the air and is like holding on to like the railing, and it slams onto the ground floor, killing all of the like just demolishing all the gremlins,
Just
underneath.
mashing them into green paste.
But she survives.
Good for her.
Yeah.
And somehow Phoebe Cates survived.
The next thing we kind of see is a gremlin. Like we're up in Mr. Clamp's office, which is like the very top floor of this building. It is above the clouds.
And
It
it's
is so tall.
Such a stupid moment where you see him looking through a giant telescope that's angled up, and then the camera like angled up to look into space, and then the camera pans around and they are above the clouds and it is bright daylight outside and he would just be looking at the sun.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Well, knowing our president, he probably was staring directly at the sun.
That's a good bit. And he didn't wear those glasses.
Not at all.
No.
He had all the money in the world. He could have bought them.
He raw dogged that eclipse like an idiot. Those glasses truly are the condom of the eclipse. You know?
He
Indeed.
doesn't believe in him. And so he's like dictating what the next thing that they're going to do that day to his secretary over the phone. And a gremlin puts a mouse trap in his secretary's sandwich.
Yep.
Which then she picks up and bites into. And when Clamp comes out, he finds the gremlin at her desk typing.
Wearing her clothing.
Yeah.
So did he eat her? Where did she go?
I don't know. We do not see her again.
No.
We must assume that she disintegrates.
Yeah, we have to assume. I assume that gremlin ate her. That's my assumption. They don't follow any laws of physical matter. They could eat a whole building and they wouldn't get any fatter. That's my assumption. But yeah, the Secretary Gremlin and Clamp get into a physical altercation, which ends with Clamp shoving this gremlin's entire body into a paper shredder, to which he turns into green meat and is no longer alive. Now, Derek made a hilarious joke that because of who Mr. Clamp is based off of, that the shredder is probably used for the list. You know.
Any way that you can get rid of it
Yeah.
and not have, you know.
It can't be on anybody's desk if it's in a bajillion pieces.
Yeah.
You know.
Can't argue with that logic.
Billy storms in and with Frank and tries to explain how, you know, what's happening. They got to shut the building down before nightfall and, you know, keep them from escaping, keeping them from getting wet. This is, I think, the moment that you said, VJ, that the movie is completely gone at this point.
It cuts to a movie critic giving
Leonard Maltin.
giving a poor review of Gremlins, and he is holding a VHS copy of Gremlins, the first movie. And he is
1984 Joe Dante's
Gremlins,
Gremlins?
the very same. And he is talking about how he does not think it is a good movie. And then two gremlins grab him. And as he is continuing to talk about how he does not like the gremlins, they drag him down under these seats. And then only when he is about to die does he go, oh, no, wait, no, I love that movie. And I looked at Derek and I'm like, yeah, that's it. There's no coming back at this point. You have now... That is a fourth wall break of the most obscene proportion. And it's great. I love it. But it's like, yeah, no, this isn't a movie anymore. This is a cartoon. This is a bit. And it's great.
Yeah.
And it's a good bit.
It's, I love it because it is, Leonard Maltin is actually using some of the real, lines that he used to review Gremlins originally.
Oh, that's
great. Not a fan.
That's
but
so
he did
funny.
agree to come on and kind of play himself. It's also as close as you can get to like the Spaceballs, them pulling the movie out on VHS and playing it. I love things like that.
Me too.
I think this movie probably is what introduced me to the idea of meta humor and fourth wall breaks.
Sure.
And so I think that's why I love it as much as I do. Is it was such an early discovery for me.
And a case of early onset gremlin fourth wall break amnesia.
Any such cases.
So Mohawk we get a bunch of scenes of this, of Mohawk torturing Gizmo with like a photocopier because bright lights obviously hurt him.
Which is so funny because all of the pieces of paper that are coming out of the copier machine are just clearly pictures that someone took of the Gizmo puppet.
Yeah.
It's like he's doing like cute little poses and he's going, ow, bright lights. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and some of those copies, he's straight up serving face.
Oh, yeah. He's slaying.
Yeah, it's really impressive, actually.
Yeah. Gizmo, really, he should have been like a model for Baby Gap.
Well, he's not a baby.
Probably,
Yeah, but he's baby sized.
Okay, that's fair.
He can
He's
fit the clothes.
a little guy.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Chucky's gonna model for big and tall?
No, but I think Chucky would be pretty pissed if you told him to model for the Baby Gap.
Yeah. But Gizmo is no chunky.
No, he's much smaller.
Mohawk also ties Gizmo to a train track, and runs the train into him
Over and over and over again. That's where we see Gizmo is like tied to the track and he's all he's all beaten down and he's holding this train and he's looking over at the TV and Rambo is playing and this is later on in the movie, but it's like they do this to him for so long that he snaps and he's like, I'm just gonna fucking kill I'm gonna kill my children.
We get a bunch of gremlins that break into the Splice of Life labs. Dr. Catheter here comes in with a giant seed pod from Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yes.
A Joe Dante favorite. And this is where we get the first leg of gremlins drinking potions that then turn them into other things.
It's like the first example that we see of that is that one of the gremlins eats like a test tube of vegetable material.
Yeah.
And then becomes a bunch of vegetables. Like his ears are like bell peppers and his face is all tomatoes and stuff. It's really weird.
Yeah. This is one of those effects where I feel like it should affect me more on that tryptophobic.
The tomatoes growing in his face.
Because they just kind of pop out, but it's I don't know how they do it exactly because I don't see the seam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't see where the vegetables are going to come out next. They're just not there. And then they are, it's seamless.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the first example of this. We have, this is where, one drinks the brain hormone, becomes super intelligent and begins speaking. Not to say that most of the gremlins don't speak in some way. Yeah.
No, this is one of my favorite moments. One of my favorite rug pulls in this movie is that he falls to the ground and you see his shadow and he's jerking and writhing and he's freaking the fuck out. And then he comes back up and it's this big reveal of what he looks like now. And it's exactly the same, just with a pair of glasses.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Is he's got glasses now. It's so funny.
And I love that there's no explanation for the glasses.
He just has them because he's smart. Yep.
That's how you know. That's how you know I'm smart.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Thought I could just sneak that in there.
Your glasses make you look like one of those like blind little babies who gets the glasses, and it's like a cute video on like TikTok or whatever where it's like, oh, look, the baby sees for the first time. That's what your glasses make you look like. They're not smart.
Okay.
You're cute, not smart.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. I'll accept that. One drinks a bat potion and sprouts these giant bat wings that are awesome.
Yep. It then smashes through the wall.
Yeah. Now they had to come up with this little bit because I'm sure they wanted to have it fly outside and do the whole scene,
but they couldn't because it's daylight.
Yes. And so the brain gremlin has to inject the bat gremlin with this sunblock formula that they were working on.
Why he doesn't do that to all of them?
Oh, that's a good question.
But I also don't care.
Yeah.
The bat gremlin then now permanently resistant to bright lights, smashes out of the building, leaving the obvious Batman bat logo in his wake. Because Batman would have come out the year before. Yeah. And then flies through New York. Now, this is interspliced between scenes, but just to get this out of the way. The bat gremlin then flies onto the steeple of an old church. I think it's like St. Matthew's Cathedral or something. Yeah. And it lands. And then just because Mr. and Mrs. Futterman are walking through New York and the bat gremlin sees them and attacks them of all people. And Mr. Futterman's like, no. It's like, oh my God, it's one of them. It freaks the fuck out. And then he's like running through the streets trying to smack it and get away from it, but it won't leave him alone. And he's just like the most PTSD panicked. Like, what the fuck do I do? But then eventually he gets the upper hand. He hits it, knocking it bodily into wet concrete. It then flies up back out of the cathedral and becomes a gargoyle, which is an exceptional series of things all played out in a row.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was one of my favorite sequences as a kid. I love every bit of it. I love the stop motion animation of the gremlin flying. It's very, Jason and the Argonauts. It's very the winged deadite in Army of Darkness.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally. But they don't do too bad of a job either with tracking it to where Dick Miller is looking. It's not great, but it's not bad. It looks fine. Yeah. I love that. I love how the bat formula makes it look like the regular gremlin look a bit more sinister, like darkens the like scales and whatnot. I really like the design for that creature.
Yeah. Its nose is a little different. Its eyes are a little different once it's revealed.
It also doesn't grow bat wings in between its hands and its body. It grows another set of arms that are the bat wings. So it's like a 6-legged thing. It's interesting.
Yeah. It's a really cool design. I also love, and that also begs the question of one, it's either just a repeated motif of, the Futtermans get attacked by gremlins, or is it, the memory, like the gene memory of, oh yeah, we attacked these guys before. I know them. Let's go get him. So
it's a moment where the Mr. Futterman and the Bat Gremlin both look at each other and like, get the fuck out of here. Ding ding. It's all right.
Kate is kind of making her way through the halls of the building, witnessing everyone being attacked by gremlins, everything being destroyed. Flasher gremlin returns.
Yes, and it's like there's always one gremlin that's just like, look at my little gremlin wiener. But she kicks him. She's like, get the fuck, and she kicks him very hard and very far away, and it's funny.
And then we move to probably my favorite gag in the entire film. As a kid, it was one of my favorites. Now it is still one of my favorites. Billy and Frank go back to the Splice of Life lobby. They're talking to Dr. Catheter, who, everybody is running around in there. And the film begins to sputter and it eventually breaks and burns. Like the film, the celluloid burns away.
What you're left with looks like a white movie screen.
Yeah. And then the silhouettes of gremlins come out and begin doing shadow puppets before finding an old like roll of film for a vintage nudie film called Volleyball Holiday.
Fantastic.
And they begin playing that. And then we just hard cut to a mother dragging her daughter out of a theater to complain to the theater manager of like, this is even worse than the first one.
Right.
I would like my money back.
He goes, ma'am, we simply show these films. We do not make them. Why he's English?
I don't know. This is a weird character actor. Yeah. Go ahead, Charlie.
So this is where my fun fact comes in. Because all of this and like the film cutting and like acting like the film is broken and the gremlins are in the theater is a direct pull from another little known film. I don't know if you gentlemen have ever heard of The Tingler.
The Tingler.
The ending of The Tingler is the film cuts out, and then Vincent Price is telling the audience that the Tingler is loose in the theater, and you see the Tingler's like silhouette crawl across the screen, and it plays like people screaming that theoretically would mix in with like the audience's screaming. And Joe Dante said that film, along with like a ton of other like Castle and Corman films, are a big inspiration for him in general, to the point that he was featured on the documentary about William Castle that's called like The Tingler, talking about this and how it inspired this scene in Gremlins 2.
That's fucking insane how the world works.
Uh-huh.
How a year ago it was like, oh yeah, there's this movie called The Tingler, and it's like, get the fuck out of here. And then that mattered.
Yeah.
That had a payoff somehow in my life.
Yeah. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Charlie. That honest to God is great. And also, Derek, can I get you to say The Tingler one more time?
The Tingler.
So good. You sound like if Vincent Price was being done by somebody who did impressions for Futurama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really spot on description, actually.
And scream for your lives. The Tingler is loose in the theater.
That's so good. Here now, quick, smoke the cigarette.
What?
He did it. Quick, smoke the cigarette.
This feels good.
Yeah, he smoked the whole thing.
This is all I want to do now.
Oh, that was fast.
Smoke cigarettes?
I mean, if you smoke the entire thing in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Time flies.
He took a New York minute.
It's that's what I was going to say. It's a New York cigarette.
That's good, guys.
Yep.
The rest of the scene plays out with the film projectionist comes down and he says that they've taken over in the projection booth. The gremlins are terrorizing.
Now the film projectionist looks awfully familiar, Derek. Why is that?
He looks like a sort of guy who might want to speaking of smoking cigarettes, he might smoke a cigarette out of one side of his mouth while holding a toothpick out of the other.
Right, because he works at a gas station.
He
looks like the kind of guy whose life would be jeopardized by the Peltzer smokeless ashtray.
That's true.
Yeah.
He was also in Thing from Another World.
Yes.
But yes, the manager goes into the theater and finds Hulk Hogan, of all people.
Yeah.
And explains what's going on.
Man, that is like something about just the way his legacy kind of ended, where he stands up and turns to the camera and it's just like, oh God.
Yeah.
And like I mentally checked out. It's like, I get why. I get this is the height of his career, but like, I don't care to see him in this.
Yeah. And he threatens the gremlins until they get the film back on track. But it is also funny in the grander scheme of things when you're looking at this as a Trump parody and the fact that he pops up in the middle of this, being a huge supporter of the man.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say is that Warner Brothers execs were afraid that people would possibly be confused by this whole gag and would get up and leave the theater if they thought that the film was actually broken. And so Joe Dante had to get preview screenings done just to show that a real life audience actually enjoyed the gag and continued watching the movie. And then the thing that I love even more is that for the VHS release, they actually had shot extra footage that they replaced, that instead of it looking like celluloid burning, it looks like a VCR breaking. And so the gremlins doing the shadow puppets are over like the white noise of a TV before they change the channels. You see a clip from the Bugs Bunny cartoon Falling Hair from 1943, where he bumps into kind of the gremlins we've mentioned before, where the more classic idea of the World War II gremlins.
Yeah.
And they eventually end up in a John Wayne film where he is the one who forces the gremlins to continue the movie.
Right. And then shoots and kills them.
Murdering all of them.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
My favorite part of that John Wayne bit is that he shoots them a couple times or whatever. And then one of them goes, no ammo. And it's like, yeah, I just love that they can talk. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Whatever. That's what they need to convey. So they're going to go ahead and do it. I love it so much.
This is where we get the scene PJ mentioned of Grandpa Fred bumping into Mr. Katsuji.
Yeah. Basically, the whole building is on lockdown. Everybody outside in New York proper doesn't understand why. Mm-hmm. And so Grandpa is like, oh, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this tourist's camera skills and I'm going to shoot footage from inside of this building to the outside so that everyone knows we're going to live stream the coverage from inside out. And that's what they begin to do. And that's where you get our clip is later on. He interviews the brain gremlin to kind of show the world what they want and what their mission is.
Yeah, because I mean, by the end of the original, most of it is written off as just like hysteria. Mm-hmm. And so again, this is us needing to prove to the outside world that this thing is even happening.
Yeah.
We get another set of these gremlins back in the lab. This is where we get the introduction of the electricity gremlin.
Yeah, the spark gremlin. He drinks a bottle with a lightning bolt on it, and then he becomes a living energy like Electro from the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, yeah. And
he bounces
can,
around.
Like, go into lights, fixtures, and the power grid of the building.
Yeah.
This is one of the funniest bits for this is a gremlin picks up a test tube of acid that says, like, do not throw.
Do not throw at face.
And so he immediately turns and throws it into the face of another gremlin
who sits for a second without reacting and then just like runs around
and then like covers his face in a Phantom of the Opera mask.
Yeah. It is preposterous. Because why would the acid say it doesn't matter. We all know that that's the cartoony bit, but I love the fact that they just because it's a weaker movie would have been like, well, just have it say acid. You don't need to do that. Right. Like that's too much. And then Joe Dante's like complete creative control.
Like we've already got the hat. And he's like, all right, put the hat on the hat. That's what we're doing here.
We're stacking hats until they burst out of the tower, folks.
How many hats? How many towers?
2.
This is where we finally get our introduction to. She's not named in the movie, but we get a potion, like a bottle that's got the male and female symbols on it, and we tilt up on this gorgeous.
It is a gremlin. It is a gremlin with giant lips and red lipstick and pushed together titties, and it is like long, stringy, green neon hair, and it is so odd. She is so odd looking. Mm-hmm. It is. It's like I remember the first time seeing this being like, because in the first movie, you watch the first movie, and the first movie, you're like, the poker game with Stripe, where the one who's wearing the lipstick is like being a narc, and it's like, oh, okay, maybe there's lady gremlins, and then this one is like, oh, I hope that this is the only one because this thing looks fucking terrifying.
God forbid a gremlin drinks the transgender juice.
Yeah. Now do we? Is that what? Because I'm sure this character has gotten, like, there's got to be drag acts that are done
Oh, I'm sure.
to Greta.
Oh, there are.
Yeah, I think there's even. I think somebody comes out in in an episode of Drag Race. I think somebody did Greta.
I just want to point out that all of the gremlins must be completely smooth because we see the flasher gremlin and there's nothing there. So this is purely a cosmetic change.
Fair.
I hope.
Yeah.
Because I hope, based on the end of this film, that it's a purely cosmetic change. Because if it goes any deeper than skin,
We don't want to find out.
Yeah, no, I want to. I think
I want to find out.
I want to find out. No, I think Frank finds love at the end of this movie.
I think
I
Frank.
think it's love as well.
I think Frank gives up on trying to stop this thing from fucking him, and then he unfortunately fucks this gremlin. That's what I think happens at the end of the movie. I think a resigned Robert Picardo has sex with a gremlin puppet, but he actually did it for real on the set that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, you guys have been throwing this thing at me for 3 weeks of shooting. I'm getting what I want out of it.
I hope he did.
Joe Dante was like, just turn the cameras off. Let's go, guys.
Full creative control.
Joe Dante kept that for his private collection.
The footage?
Yeah.
Or the puppet?
Yeah.
Okay, it's both.
Billy, Frank, speaking of, and Dr. Catheter burst into the labs to find, the gremlins doing their thing. And Billy and the doctor go, because they're like, Billy's like, don't you have any bright lights? He's like, they've smashed them all.
He goes, they've destroyed them all, but I do have some small assault weapons over here. And it's like, what?
And this is where Frank gets assaulted by Greta.
Yeah, she jumps on him, and she's trying to put his tongue in her mouth. And then while that is happening, I think it is Mohawk finds one of those small assault weapons and starts to shoot at them.
Mm-hmm. And Dr. Catheter is unfortunately killed here.
Yeah, by the electro gremlin.
Yeah, electrocuted.
Yeah.
So R.I.P. I love I know I keep harping on the Greta thing, but I love the physical performance here that Frank is giving.
Yeah.
Because it's like he is having to act as puppeteer.
Yeah, of course.
Because the gremlin itself is like on him.
Mm-hmm. So it's like sewn into the shirt.
Yeah. And there is, because he's like holding it with his arms and he like tosses it away like off camera. And then he has to he acts as if it's like skittered across the floor back to him.
Right.
And then is now on his leg. And then he like fights it down the hallway. Mm-hmm. The camera, moves downward and shows it. But it's like that secondary one had to have already been on his leg.
Right.
Beforehand. Yeah. And we talked about this last week. It's the magic trick that is working with puppets.
How do you choreograph a puppet show? Yeah, it's wonderful.
So I love this little bit of acting.
Especially how do you choreograph a puppet show? A normal puppet show is taken from a proscenium theater. You're watching the screen that you're allowed to watch. How do you choreograph this where your proscenium is a camera lens that moves?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's something I'll never be able to quite wrap my head around.
I do think that it's important that you had like the female presenting gremlin going after a man and not like a male gremlin like going after Phoebe Cates. Because like it allows it to be like a funny bit because it takes away that like societal expectation of like a skeevy guy going after a younger girl.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point.
So they wouldn't have been able to do that if they had it the other way around.
Well, that's what the Flasher Gremlin's there for.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. And she kicks him.
It's funny because Greta seems like kind of sweet, and the Flasher Gremlin. Yeah. Well, no, I mean she's trying to sexually assault the chief of security of this building, but we stand a Greta.
Yeah.
But the Flasher Gremlin's a little piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm happy he's dead.
No, that is a good distinction to make. Makes me think of whenever they changed the in the Disney World ride, Pirates of the Caribbean, the scene where originally it was the pirates were chasing the women of the town.
Right.
And then eventually in one of the reskins, they flipped it around to where the women were then chasing the pirates with like, brooms and hitting them over the head and things like that. Because they kind of wanted to just like, well, let's kidify this just a little bit. Let's not be too skeezy here.
Let's not make a fun Disney theme park joke about rape.
Yeah.
Like on a group scale. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
And I still feel like they play into like, they're like, yeah, Greta, she's like sweet, but she's also like a perv. Like they don't cut that at all. They just take away like the skeeviness by switching that gender dynamic.
Yeah. And it also in like the, the Looney Tunes of it all, it plays into like, Bugs Bunny in a dress or the way that Pepe Le Pew goes after, things like that. So it's playing with the love chase that happens in these cartoons and who the aggressor is in a tongue-in-cheek way.
Tom and Jerry, another example of that. Because they're in love.
They are.
Yeah.
It's quite beautiful.
Yeah. You wouldn't know. You didn't study what Charlie and I have studied. I did all the same kind of school and stuff or whatever. And I'm super smart too. So, you don't understand.
Wow.
We actually had a lot of classes together. That's actually how we know each other.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I did adult
We've
night
hung
school.
out much more.
I did adult night school because I'm like old. I was born before 9/11. I saw 9/11.
Billy escapes. Mohawk finds and drinks a spider potion.
Makes a big web.
Most everybody has been evacuated from the building at this point.
Yes, because Phoebe Cates sets off the fire alarm.
Yeah,
which is the funniest fucking fire alarm. It's like, hello, everyone, and welcome to Clamp Towers. Fire, mysterious, life giver of man. Unfortunately, it is now running rampant amongst the halls. Yes, that's right. The building is on fire. And it's like, so many people could have been killed as a result of it being that long-winded. But then as soon as it's like, that's right, the building's on fire, all the doors kick open and everyone's running out and screaming.
It's amazing.
It's
a
so
great
funny.
bit.
Yeah.
I also love her confidence that it won't also set off any sprinklers.
Yeah, true.
Sometimes, I'd say oftentimes, those things are wired together.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Phoebe Cates, you're reckless, Phoebe. You're reckless. You take you in the first movie you talk about your dead dad, and now it's just balls to the wall with insanity.
Yeah.
Typical.
This is where Gizmo frees himself from the train tracks, hearing that Rambo quote play in his head. We get a little montage that we keep cutting back to of him lifting weights and martial arts training and trying to do the speed bag.
Yeah. But his arm is too little to hit it. So he throws a punch to nothing, throws another punch to nothing, and then has to run up and hit it. And it knocks him over. And it's very cute because he's little.
And he creates a bow and arrow out of some office supplies. Mr. Clamp is trying to keep all of this. One of his main things is we got to keep all this out of the media. We don't want any of this information getting out. Shred that list. I'm definitely, I do not know that man.
I have never had a picture with him. Shred it up.
And he notices that Grandpa Fred is broadcasting from the lobby, showing everyone exactly what is going on inside the building.
Right.
And so, Mr. Futterman, he thankfully stops a firefighter who is about to start spraying the building, thinking that it's actually on fire.
Right.
And I love this because he tries to explain what's going on with the Gremlins, because obviously he's had this experience before. And he, to his wife, it's he has this moment where he's almost vindicated in the whole thing, that he was not crazy. This is a thing that happened, because he has been, as much as Phoebe Cates' character is shown earlier, dealing with the PTSD of what happened.
Yeah,
at
the
Christmas.
trauma. Yeah.
It's he's gone to therapy and had to go through some shit about this.
Because he got bulldozed by a gremlin.
Yeah. So I don't know. I love this little moment that Dick Miller has.
But then I also love that it's immediately underwritten by a comedy beat, because he's I'm not crazy. See, I told you, I'm not crazy. And then he turns around and he goes, "Rah!" And he tries to push past the firemen.
Yeah. It's a good bit.
It's a good bit. Every bit's a good bit.
Yeah. Are there any bad bits? Are there any bits that don't work in this film for you guys?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, off the top of my head.
Yeah, I can't think of
I can
any
think of a
either.
dozen that
Probably
work.
Hulk
I can't think of a single one that doesn't.
Yeah. All right. Billy finds Mr. Clamp up in his office, and they come up with this plan to set all of the clocks in the building ahead by 3 hours to trick the gremlins into believing that it's past sunset.
So that they'll go outside into the lobby.
Yes.
Where they can then blast them with sunlight.
Right.
And the way that they have to convince them to darken the building is, okay, Mr. Clamp, you have to go outside and do that. And he's like, oh boy, I get to use my secret escape hatch. But all of this is after he goes, oh, good, I finally get to use this. And he pushes a VHS player into this device on the wall that overrides all of the outgoing broadcasts from the Clamp News Network to, we hope you enjoyed civilization as much as we did. But now that we've come to the end, we hope you also enjoyed your lives. And it's like, goodbye, everyone. The world's ending. And it's like, why did you have that?
I have read that there are, like, CNN actually has things like that. Like on, just standby of, if we know that the end is here and we are going off the air forever, this is the last thing we play.
That's fucking crazy.
I think is, fascinating.
Yeah, because like, why bother?
Yeah, true.
Show everybody.
Are you guys going to get one in place as like a final podcast send off if the world comes to an end?
No.
Oh, that's a good point.
We haven't done that yet. Here, we'll do that after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. You should have that prepped and ready.
Yeah. Because any day now.
Oh,
Gremlins are coming out.
Mm-hmm. Please. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
You're just saying that because of Greta.
What?
You're just saying please for the Gremlins so that she shows up.
Yeah, let's move past it.
All right, let's move past.
Billy captures the lightning gremlin in a video phone system up in Mr. Clamp's office. I think this whole lightning gremlin thing is like they just needed a way to end this.
Yeah.
So they came up with this because it is the strangest thing.
But I like him. I like the animation of him in the phone.
Animation.
Yeah, I think
the
it's
animation's so fun.
Because like in the original, it's they use every trick in the book, every form of puppetry,
puppet, animatronic, stop motion, hand drawn.
Mm-hmm. Everything they can do, and use it to the best of its ability. So Mr. Clamp makes it outside via his secret exit. Mr. Fetterman then takes that to sneak into the building.
Which is like a giant tube, like a pneumatic tube, like a bank thing that runs under a potted plant across the street from Clamp Tower.
Yeah.
He like rises out of it like an idiot. I love it so much.
Yeah.
New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I love it because it's like he comes up and it's his secret exit, and then immediately all of the news people are just like, hey, is that Mr. Clamp right over there?
Let's go talk to him. And he's like, well, hold on, folks. At one point, they're like, what do you have to say about it? And he's like, well, I'll say what I always say, which is nothing. It's like, that's such a good answer.
Yeah.
Billy's looking for Gizmo, gets knocked out by Daffy with a mallet. He wakes up in a dentist chair where Daffy is going to drill his teeth. There is a quick, because it's this dumb little line where he's like, is it safe? Which is a reference to the Dustin Hoffman film. Oh my God, is it The Demolition Man? The Marathon Man, maybe? Same thing is said in that. But Mr. Futterman shows up just in time to save him.
Grabs the dentist overhead light and shines it on him and he runs away.
Yeah, it's always
So
interesting,
weird.
like trying to find how they're going to, where is the light source going to come from?
It's a weird little prop though when Daffy runs away because it looks like a dog in a gremlin costume because it just like rounds the doorway, but it's weird.
Yeah.
It caught me as weird. It like hobbles away.
Maybe that's one of those, the monkeys in a Gremlins outfit.
That they tried in the first movie. Yeah. Oh God.
This is where we get our clip. So Grandpa Fred is doing a TV interview with the brain gremlin. And he shoots another gremlin with a propeller hat.
Yeah.
I think this is just another like it almost beat for beat kind of plays out the way that the bar scene does.
Yeah.
Because like he's having this conversation, it's a serious thing. He pulls a gun, shoots another one who's just doing like a weird, funny bit.
Silly thing, yeah. And the camera just cuts around from gremlins to gremlins to gremlins that are all just doing the most ridiculous shit. And it makes it feel so chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, each of them adds to this just feeling of like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this. Look at how much insanity they were able to fill in one shot. It's crazy. I love it.
Yeah. It's like really good world building.
Mm-hmm.
The world is Gremlins.
Well, and it's because you get all these wide shots and of like the lobby and all the people running around earlier before they're evacuated. And so it's like you have gremlins who are, attached to people. You have ones that are, kind of like in the theater scene where it's like more detailed ones that are actually being fully puppeted by people behind the scenery. You have like smaller ones in the background where it's like you don't need as much detail and stuff. They're just kind of just a shape almost.
Right.
But and then you have some that are just like hanging off the ceiling,
just swinging around. Yeah.
And it's constant motion, constant noise, just chaos.
They set them up as a really good like swarm monster type thing.
Yeah.
Which is like common with like zombie movies, but I like PJ. I'm very scared of zombies, so I haven't seen many. But with the concept of you have the same type of creature and you have them in such a large mass that it is overwhelming to the regular population. And it's even more effective if you have them in a closed space like this one building where the people are having trouble escaping due to the building being on lockdown. Because that creates like the fear and tension because there's nowhere to go and there's nothing for you to do because you're completely outnumbered.
Yeah. And it's not because it's like, with a zombie stuff is typically or even, take Sinners. The vampires are outside. So typically it's we are in here, they are out there. But this is like, no, we're trapped in here with them. So
Totally.
That's what the Rorschach gremlin says.
Mr. Clamp, his big plan for the outside is he has this giant backdrop.
Which where do they get that?
I don't know.
It is a skyscraper. It is like a 6-story tall, like a full block wide painting, like a child painting of nighttime.
Well, they're just like one street over from Broadway, so it's really easy, actually.
Okay. Honestly, that's not a bad point, though. Oh, it's probably from a production of Brigadoon, right?
Maybe.
Okay. We're making progress. But they take 2 cranes and they hang it in front of the building. All in all, as stupid as this is, it's like, this is a good plan.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Because it's harmless.
Yes.
You don't have to wrap your brain around anything like you do the actual ending.
Right.
Right.
And yeah, we're getting there quickly here. Marla, who has been absent for a lot of this, but she comes back into the office complaining about the lights being out, and she gets caught in this giant spider web. Mm-hmm. So we finally get a payoff. Kate finds her, and Marla confesses that nothing has happened between her and Billy. And so Kate frees Marla as Mohawk, who is now, he's almost like a centaur with a spider body.
For fans of D&D, the monster that I think of is a half drow, half spider centaur creature. They're called driders. But if you want to see what we're talking about and can't just look up spider gremlin for some fucking reason, look up drider, a more complicated way to visually get the point across.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a good comparison.
Charlie, you down with the drow?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
You play Magic?
No, never.
Neither do we.
Yeah, we definitely don't.
Yeah.
You probably like it though.
What do you think, though?
Probably.
I don't know.
Keep talking about gremlins.
Right. So the spider gremlin is cornering them, and then we get
dun 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 dun.
Our triumphant heroic moment of Gizmo
But in the last one, he rides a car around for a long time and then smashes it into a window. And this one, he shoots a flaming arrow, puncturing the spider gremlin and burning him to death.
Yeah.
It's very different.
It's pretty metal.
But now he's got a cute little red Rambo headband, and he is cuter than hell.
Yeah.
And he looks sick as fuck.
That is true.
He is swole as hell. Billy and Mr. Futterman show up to save them, hearing their screams originally. And so we get all of our, heroes together and Marla. And this is where we get this one. It is the funniest. One of the funniest bits to me is Mr. Futterman is like, well, we can't give up now. The founding fathers didn't give up. Washington didn't give up. Lincoln didn't give up.
And Kate goes, don't even mention Lincoln. One of the worst things in my life ever happened. What is it, President's Day or something?
Yeah, on Lincoln's birthday.
On Lincoln's birthday. There was a man and he had a big long beard and a tall hat and he looked just like him. And Billy's slowly like trying to interrupt her. And eventually he just puts his hands over and he's like, honey, I love you. We've got a lot going on. We don't have time for this. And she continues to kind of ramble this story as they drag her off camera. It is so, especially because of how bad that last movie's story affected you.
Yeah.
It was just so funny to me.
It is so funny, the payoff here. Also, as she is led away, what she is kind of hinting at here, because she mentions he long beard, hat, looks like Abe Lincoln. And he's like, oh, hey, hello there, little girl. And then she says that he was wearing a long overcoat. And so it kind of lends itself of she being terrorized by these flasher gremlins, that I think she was flashed as a little girl.
That's funny. I didn't think about that. See, for me, it's men with beards and long coats that end up being her father. I thought that maybe her father had another horrible injury, like maybe he accidentally murdered somebody while dressed as Abe Lincoln. And she would then later find out that not only is Abe Lincoln not real, like Santa Claus isn't real, but that they were both her father. Wow. Her father's on the goddamn penny. Do you have any idea how much responsibility and pressure that is?
Well, not anymore.
A lot. I understand why he snapped.
It costs like 4 cents to make a penny.
Keep talking about Gremlins.
Okay, our finale, guys. The brain gremlin has gathered all the rest of them in the lobby, believing that the sun has set.
They are singing New York, New York.
It's phenomenal.
It is.
Start spreading the news. It builds into this full musical number. There's a lot more of this that got cut. Honestly, this movie was a lot longer originally, and Steven Spielberg had to step in and go, there are too many gremlins. There's too much shit going on. You got to cut some of this.
Honestly, thank God. Like, normally
I
I'd be
would
like
more musical sequences.
Yeah, if they would have done like the full musical sequence, I think how they originally planned it.
See, and this is why people are talking about the fact that they're possibly making a third Gremlins movie. Don't make a Gremlins movie. Make a Gremlins cartoon.
They did.
I know, but do it better and have it actually last for a while.
Yeah.
Don't put it on the WB network in the early 2000s.
Oh, no. This is a like it happened like what, within the last 5 years, Charlie?
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but it happened relatively recent.
That's amazing. I didn't know.
It's called Secrets of the Mogwai, I believe. It's like a prequel series.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I think it's on HBO Max.
Marla's actress in it too.
Oh.
She does a voice acting role in it as a different character.
Actually, I've seen the Mr. Wing's grandson from the opening scene of Gremlins 84. He is a voice of somebody in the show as well. I've seen. So I think they pulled in a bunch of. I don't believe so.
Maybe it's Grandpa.
Oh, that'd be good.
That would be good.
So yeah, that is a thing that has happened. I haven't watched it myself either.
Okay.
But yeah, just before Mr. Clamp is going to drop the backdrop, storm clouds gather and block out the sun anyway.
Yeah.
And so we see, a bunch of different little bits here. The Phantom of the Opera spoof. We get some of the gremlins are wearing like biker leather, doing the tattoos.
The Warner Brothers logo, like I mentioned.
There's a whole group that's like gathering weapons and they're like drawing up plans to destroy the Statue of Liberty.
And then there's another group that's doing the dun, 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 like down the hall.
And so of course, like Billy has to come up with a new plan here. And so he has Mr. Futterman grab a fire hose and start spraying the gremlins in the lobby.
To which he's like, what?
And so they start multiplying. But that, as we've seen in the first film, is a very painful process.
That stuns them. It basically keeps them in place. And so Billy's harebrained plan is to spray them with a fire hose. And then as they are being sprayed, he has he has Kate hold up a phone and transfer the call that's on hold in Mr. Clamp's office to this phone so that the electro gremlin fires out of the phone into the wet mass of gremlins, shocking and melting and killing them all.
Yeah.
Correct.
Why wouldn't that work?
I don't know, but I guess it does.
Mm-hmm.
Seems foolproof, which is good because they're fools.
That's a good point.
They all melt. The melting effects are insane.
Incredible. Better than the last movies.
Yeah.
But I love and I love that like you still get that, like, I love a gremlin skeleton.
Yeah.
I love the way they look.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they melt even the skeleton, even the bones.
But then even as they're melting, they have bits. There's a bit that you pointed out where one of them is melting and is wearing the Wicked Witch of the West's hat and is, I'm melting, what a world. And it's like, how fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, I feel like they even carry like the diversity of how their bodies are breaking down. Because for some of them, they just like completely dissolve into ooze immediately. Some of them have the skeletons, and then the skeletons dissolve. There's one where like the skin dissolves like really quickly, and the skeleton like just clanks over and doesn't dissolve any further. It makes like this really stupid rattling sound. Like it's really interesting to watch rather than them just all being gone immediately.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's even in these moments we can have individual gags for each of them.
Yeah. That's all this movie is.
And thankfully the brain gremlin gets to finish his song and his glasses fall off and he is no longer intelligent.
No, because he's dead. We get a third and the best door gag of the entire movie, where an entire SWAT team of soldiers and security guards come running into the building and they try the roundabout door. It won't open. They're like, fuck it. And they go as a unit, move to the next one to try that one. It won't work. And they're like, fuck. And then they have to go to the manual push door. They're like, go, go, go. And they all run in through that door. Another very funny moment is that, They talk about how the gremlin guts are like slippery. And so they're all slipping around all over the floor. Clamp is talking to Billy. And at one point, one of the gremlins like kind of twitches and a man with a shotgun blasts it apart. And Clamp was like, what the hell was that? And he's like, it moved. Sorry. Keep going. And it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. It's a whole lot of like this whole epilogue bit here after they've been killed is like Mr. Clamp just kind of handing out jobs.
To me, what it is it's a juxtaposition, it's a commentary, and it's funny because it's a juxtaposition between everyone's feeling great, everyone's super happy, the Futtermans are happy, Phoebe Cates is happy, Billy and them get engaged, and Marla's given this amazing job opportunity. Clamp is beaming. I'm gonna merchandise Gizmo. I'm gonna merchandise I'm gonna sell and market your hometown. It's gonna be the biggest, most exciting, most expensive, small, quiet town the world's ever seen, is what he says. And he just has all these insane ideas. And they're doing all of this on top of a slurry of guts.
Yeah.
Like of pulp and skin and meat. And it's disgusting. And I think it's so funny.
Yeah.
So good.
It's not a bad point. And then we get our final payoff here.
Mm-hmm.
Where Frank
is in love. So it cuts to we got them all, and then it cuts to Mr. Clamp is given a phone, and he's like, Frank, what are you still working for? Take the day off. And he's like, well, sir, the building's locked down, I can't leave. And he's like, well, then take a half day as soon as you can. And he's like, understood, sir. So when the building opens and I can leave, I'll take a half day off. Thanks. And he hangs up the phone and he's covered in lipstick smooch marks. And then you just see the hand with the painted claw come out and the camera pans and she is in a fucking wedding dress, and she is making advances on him. He's like, no, and he gets up onto the bathroom counter and he gets into the corner of the mirror and he's like, all right. And then I have to assume that means that he fucks that thing in the butt
somewhere.
Charlie, you're a gremlin scientist because of your education. Do gremlins have butts? And if so, does Robert Picardo fuck Greta in her gremlin butt?
I don't think that gremlins have butts. I'm sorry.
Okay, then where does he fuck her? Now comes the most important part of our show. Charlie,
Yes.
do you recommend Gremlins 2, the new batch?
Hard yes. I recommend it. I think that it is a perfect homage and satire of the B film genre. I think that it's serves well as like a sequel, a product of like horror comedy, a product of like the 80s, 90s, like PG-13 like weirdness. But I just love it for like the B film of it all and the camp and the cult. And it's just one of those films where you can tell that everyone working on it was coming from a place of like passion for like this type of weird film. And it's a miracle that it got made. So I think that everyone who is interested in like fun film like that should see it. And if you're not still one of those people, you should still see it and get a grip.
Derek, do you recommend Gremlins 2?
Yes, I do. It is, I think this is a fascinating movie. Charlie put it well. It's a miracle that it exists. Mm-hmm. It's a miracle that it exists the way that it does. Few times you get full creative control to do whatever you want, and you basically just stick it to the production studio that wanted you to make the movie in the first place. Mm-hmm. It's Joe Dante getting to do all the Joe Dante things, and I'm happy for him. The effects are insane in this movie. I love a good creature feature, and this is a great one. It's a lot, but I think it's a good, it's a good gateway horror film for kids or people who are not like big on the gore and scary stuff. And it is a living cartoon. You don't get many of those.
No. Just a handful of my recollections of things that were made with the direct express intention of being that. Mm-hmm. I recommend this movie. I recommend this movie to anyone, everywhere, all the time. And I recommend this movie, and it's the thing, and I think I've said this before. It's the thing of, I recommend this movie, and if you don't like this movie from my recommendation, and you come up to me and you're like, yeah, I didn't really like Gremlins 2. It is the thing of like, ooh, but that does kind of mean I don't want to know you.
Yeah.
This is my favorite thing. It's funny. It's stupid. Everything about it, every layer of it, it gets confusing, and you just never stop laughing. There were a million times in the first movie that we were watching it when I would look to Derek and go, well, see, but if this were Gremlins 2, mm-hmm. this is what would happen instead. A great example is when they're messing with the TV antenna on top of Mr. Futterman's house. I said, and if this was a new batch, instead on the TV, when they started messing with the gremlin, or when they started messing with the antenna, it would just start cutting to different channels on the TV that were Gremlins, but as like 50210 or like a news station or whatever. And they would all be Gremlins because you can just imagine them doing all these things, and anything they could imagine, they just fucking did. And it's crazy. And it's crazy. It is crazy how well that pays off to somebody who likes, to just enjoy life. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Charlie, do you recommend being a guest on the Third Channel podcast?
Yeah, I would have liked it better if you guys didn't just like keep me locked outside and let me in. Like, I could come through the window. I don't have to enter through the front door. But maybe next time.
There are 4 rules. Rule number 1, don't get Charlie exposed to bright lights. He doesn't like it. Rule number 2, do not get Charlie wet. He will make more Charlies out of his back. Rule number 3, don't feed Charlie after midnight. He will turn into a Charlin. And then, of course, and most importantly, rule number 4, don't let Charlie into your house.
Yeah.
Can't be trusted.
No, he cannot.
No, I really can't. I'm known for lying all the time.
Thanks for tuning into the Third Channel podcast. Please, if you have the time, rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any of your favorite podcast apps.
You can follow us on social media at Third Channel Podcast, and you can find me online at thatdrosenberg.
You can also reach out to us at thirdchannelpodcast@gmail.com, where we check every message we swear. Third Channel is hosted by PJ Minette
And Derek Rosenberg. Theme song and audio engineering by Fly Guy Ty.
the logo designed by Bell DeVelco.
Episode artwork by Nathan Walkington.
Keep it tuned right here to the Third Channel for all things horror. And remember, don't touch that dial.
Egg salad and eggs.